Alrighty, welcome to the final. It's a Category A final in the Virgo Cup between the two strongest teams from that category. Of course, Category A means the highest average Team Elo, and indeed, the players that will be playing for us today are the creme de la creme of Category A. They have battled their way through group stages, 5 weeks of them in fact, through a round of 8, a quarterfinal, and a semifinal to finally make it to the absolute top of the Virgo Cup tournament. That is right. Let's introduce our players. We're going to start with, I guess, blue here. In the blue, we've got Buddy Choco playing as the Vietnamese. Good stuff. In the green, we have Finland playing as the Franks. I like that. That's a very strong civilization indeed. In teal, we have Mr. Osov playing as the Bohemians. All right then. In the purple, we have Manuel playing as the Saracens for double AOE. In the yellow, we've got Ratlash playing as the Chinese. Wait, Chinese Pocket? Oh, right then. Well, I have not seen that yet, actually. Chinese Pocket, here you go. That's fine. All right then. In the red, we've got Escabi playing as the Malay. And there you go. Those are our 6 players that will be playing today. Although every team may have 5 players, so you may see some team members switched around for the different sets. Alrighty, let's get started. Now, as we have a little pause at the start, but luckily we don't have to be bothered by that, do we? Because Capture skips that for us. Very nice indeed. Now, we should probably start to talk about some about civilization. And thank you, Edicum Cabal, for the tier 1 subscription. I really appreciate that, man. And also, thank you for sticking around for 9 months. Welcome to the channel. It's kind of busy right now. Enjoy the emotes again, man. Alrighty, so let's have a look at our civilization. So we got Chinese. Of course, a very tricky start, unless of course you have mastered it. Which at this level, everyone will know how to play Chinese. I mean, no doubt about it that at this level they will know that. Now, after you manage that start and master it, you will of course be able to access the arsenal of options that Chinese have, which is pretty much a very open tech tree, and the fact that all those upgrades are very much discounted, which is very nice. Now, the thing with Chinese that kind of surprises me here is that in the late game, they don't get Paladin or anything like that. It's just generic Cavalier for them, so they will fall behind against the Frank player. At that point, you have to go for heavy Camel with Chinese, which is not ideal, but I guess they have that option. That's good. Franks, of course, are, well, pretty much the standard cavalry civ, at least as most people see it. I think between 1400 and 1600 Elo, they don't really pick much else, do they, as a civ. Now, of course, Franks are a very strong team game civ. They have the option to go for faster working stables. If they get the chivalry tech in Imperial Age, of course, they also get awesome cavalry with extra HP, which is good. Although encapsulates just generic knights for them, so there's certainly an opportunity for the Chinese player to get ahead there. Then between blue and red, we got Vietnamese and Malay. Interesting. Now, Malay, of course, have a tricky build order because they go up a little bit faster. You can either go up at the same time as everyone else and get there first, or you go up later with more villagers, have a bigger economy while you go up. Whichever you prefer, it's all good, really. Now, it depends on the situation. For the rest, Malay, they tend to lag a little bit behind an economy beyond that. That's why the old adage rings true today. Malay delay. Yeah, exactly. There you go. As Dave says, delay with Malay. Yeah, alright, well, Dave's adage then. There you go. Exactly. Now, Vietnamese are a little bit better at that. They do have, their eco-techs don't cost any wood, which certainly helps you get your buildings up, your archer range up at the start of the game. The transition is a little bit smoother as a result of that. But for the rest, you still don't have the strongest economy. But you do have archers with more HP, which definitely helps you. And I think in 1v1 fights between the Malay player and the Vietnamese player has an edge there. As you can see, players already walling up their base. I think at this level, most players do not go for men-at-arms, but, I mean, there's certainly some civilizations that could opt to go for it. I'm not seeing them on the field right now, though. Like Ethiopians, Japanese could do it, because they get really strong men-at-arms, obviously. Saracens, though, I mean, pro players love their Saracens. Using the market, you can get a lot of crazy uptimes, balance your economy at a lesser cost than anyone else. Because, Saracens, they know how to haggle, don't they? Of course, beyond that, you have a team bonus, the extra attack versus buildings that really helps your archers. And, of course, the archers for the melee player as well. And then last here, we got Bohemians. Now, Bohemians are slow to get going, but the longer the game goes, the better it gets for them. Of course, you can have your monk technologies, Sanctity and Fervor, apply to villagers as well, which definitely helps your economy a lot. Especially making your villagers faster, that really helps. But that's only Castellate. I think Bohemians really start to shine at that point as, ooh boy. Looks like Red, who does make it to Feudalate, is trying to snipe a villager there that was walling for Blue. That villager will have to be pulled back, and I think Blue should be able to save that. Yeah, Red's not going to risk it. That would be too risky, letting your scout die. Instead, joining here with Yellow to maybe snipe a villager together. That villager is kind of stuck there. They could get that one. Maybe. Blue is here as well, though, to defend with his scout. He's also defending with villagers. This is fine. This is my first time tuning into your stream. Dave flew me over at the raid. First impression that you seem to be a very likable person with a chill vibe. I will gladly stick around. Well, I really appreciate that, Martin. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. And that's what we want here. We want chill vibes, you know. And for me, important about this game is just enjoying it with other people that like this game as well. You know, this 23-year-old game. We're all a bunch of dinosaurs here anyways, you know, even if we're not. It's just... I love it. I really do. And I love nothing more than just talk about it with other people. So whoever is willing to join me for that is totally welcome. Alrighty, well, that early little foray from Red and Yellow has been defeated, so they're gonna have to run away now. Nice defense there for Blue. You got a little bit of idle time. 5 seconds. That's nothing to keep yourself up at night for, huh? Alrighty, we got some first archers coming out now for purple. They do not have fletching. Wait, is he getting... He's getting the archer armor. Okay, there you go. I was about to say, archer armor first versus fletching. Okay, I corrected that. If you want to know what the ratings of these players are, unfortunately I can't show you that because the capture doesn't show it. But I know that most of these players are above 1800, at least 1900, more around 2k. I think that's the average of the players in this match. So that's kind of what we're working with here. Alright. Got Green coming forward with some scouts now, looking for a kill. We got a Spearman defending for Red. Red, of course, will have some archers at home. He went for an archer range and a blacksmith first, and then we'll probably get an archer range, a second one as soon as he can. Yellow is here, probably to defend. As soon as Red sees, hey, there's scouts on my base, as Green tried to snipe the farm, because indeed you can snipe farms. They're the only building where the foundation actually shows when you place it. So yeah, you can indeed snipe it. On the other side, ooh, we got a little fight here between Purple and Teal. Teal not with fletching there, so he probably could have gotten a better value out of his archers there earlier on. It looks like the first part of the fight went in his favor, but now Purple gets away with his archer numbers intact. Most of them, at least. Green now didn't find any damage in Red's base. Again, a few patrolling spearmen will do that for you. Those spearmen are not going to do much as soon as Blue comes forward with archers when he does. Of course, he's still getting those archers out as we speak. Yellow taking a fight outside of Blue's base. Blue is fully walled. He walled to the edge of the map. I always like it when players do that. Now, of course, it's easy for your opponent to break through this wall, but at least it limits maneuverability, right? Like, see, Purple can walk all the way around Teal's base. You can't do that around Blue's base. You have to break through walls first, which is not going to be a problem for the Saracen player, but still. And why I like that is because it forces army to go more to the middle of the map, which really helps the pocket reinforce fast, which is really important in a map like this, 3v3, where you can't just have your pocket on both sides and splitting up their forces. You know, the pocket has to kind of pick one side, and the other side has to kind of sink or swim on their own. Although I think Purple is doing a stellar job at that. As he breaks into Teal's base, Teal now, you know, breaking off, well, he's at least blocking the exit if Purple wanted to do that. But I think Purple is perfectly happy breaking into Teal's base. Again, Saracen bonus really helping you there. Alright, well, Red and Yellow now laying siege to, or at least trying to break into Blue's base. Remember, Saracen bonus also applies to the melee player here, so he will be able to break in as well with that. As Purple decided, okay, I'm not going to go in too deep then. brings back his archers for reinforcements and has 12. It's 16 versus 12 archers right now. That's good. Blue, of course, just defending himself from behind walls. Green made 10 scouts. Not a lot of the scouts are here, though, and we're kind of waiting for someone to take a decisive fight on either side. Looks like that's going to happen on this side. 7 scouts for yellow. He's not making any more, so yellow wants to click up the castle slates fast here. So that's the idea. Whereas green is likely to invest in these scouts. If you make this many, I think maybe investing in attack and armor may be worth it as the Frank player. But I guess we'll have to see if he wants to go for that. If you do that, it delays your castle slates time, obviously. Teal's still defending his walls at the moment. I must say, it's actually pretty calm right now, isn't it? They've been very, very cautious, these Category A teams. You know, those other categories, the Category C and B, they went right in there, full throttle, like full-on aggression, but not Category A. They can't, I mean, they're doing something, but they are keeping it, you know, they're kind of testing the water here. You know, neither of these teams have played each other in Virgo Cup before. This is the first time they meet, and I mean, you don't want to get want to get knocked out in the first game already, now do you? Green gets a nice clear up here on the archers for red. That's nice. That's really good, actually. Yeah, the fact that yellow scouts were not there to protect that. Yellow scouts actually went to the other side. Yeah, there you go. The moment you send your army to the other side as the pocket, well, what happens? The army on the other side dies. So I bet red is very happy with that right now, as blue and green are trying to break in. Now, purple and yellow also breaking in. Teal is on his own as well. Lots of villages have to be relocated. Armor is in on the scouts as well, which is really important against these archers to survive. But for the rest, I'm not sure how much damage purple and yellow can do here compared to what green and blue can do in red space. Because red doesn't have an army to defend himself. Teal does. And as a result, yeah, that's something the Category A teams like to do. You know, if they can't do damage in the flank base, we'll just go to the pocket. Pocket already dropping a tower on his gold. It's better to keep your gold alive rather than lose it and then, well, still have 200 stone and castle slates. I don't know how much worth that is, really. It's much better to keep your gold up, especially as green is making his way to castle slates, wants to be able to drop some knights as soon as he can. Now, Teal, of course, is indeed chasing this, but now he's kind of out there without a lot of protection in the middle of the wild. I mean, he realizes in time that, indeed, this was a feigned movement by purple and yellow. Or is it? Wait, now purple is going to go to the right. Well, purple, make up your mind. Oh, man. All right, well, there's still places he could probably break in right there through the walls. And, of course, green is not making any scouts right now because he is trying to bank up resources for knights, which he will soon have. 3 stables of them, so a lot of knight production then. So probably will not go for a second town center immediately. Something that the yellow player, the Chinese player here, wow, that came out wrong. That came out really wrong. Oh, man. Yeah, it's dropping to 3 town centers, actually. Yo, Prince, how's the finals going? The finals are going great, Head Charge. They're going great. You know, after getting an awesome raid, I am very happy right now. Very, very happy indeed. You know, and especially, I'm also very happy for the guys who organized Virgo Cup, you know, because, like, it is mostly popular in South America at the moment. Most of the teams are from there. And it's nice to be able to, like, make other people aware of the existence of this tournament, because it's been awesome. It really has been. It's a 7th edition already. As, oh boy, Teal now with the crossbows gets there before purple does. So yeah, purple better get a lot of value from these archers because he's gonna lose every single one of them. Light cap in as well. And thank you for the follow there. And of course, thank you for the every follow I got, by the way. Welcome to the horde, as we say over here. As yellow is trying to kill the light cav, as the light cav are trying to kill the archers. And wow, the micro from purple was pretty on point there. Killed all the light cav and might even save the archers. He's out of here. Purple is out of here. Making Teal chase as well. Ooh. That means Teal's army will not be here. So yeah, Teal realizing that he's being taken for a ride there. He's not going to chase that. Now, of course, this army will be alive and can still do damage in the castle age. So they have to keep in mind that that army exists. But for now, you know, I mean, Teal's not going to get debated by that. For the horde. That's right. That's right. Alrighty, we got a double bid X coming in for the Saracen player. You know, I mean, they're so used to just using the market to balance their economy. Who needs economy, right? When you have the market. Alright, there you go. That's smart, not letting purple sit in the back with those crossbows. Green is going to clean those up with those early knights there. We have blue now with 14 archers will be crossbows now, getting thumb ring as well. So his crossbows will fire a lot faster now as well, and more accurately as well. We got a university for fast ballistics, I'm sure, as... Ooh, red found a way in. Red found a way in with yellow, and they're coming to see what's all about, as blue has to really move a lot of villagers. Oh, blue! I mean, he has a few crossbows to defend himself that may distract yellow and red for just long enough for these villagers to make it to the safety of this base. But the thing is, blue's economy right now is complete potato. It's complete potato. I mean, that's his wood line is denied, half his farm's denied as well. Not bueno. Not good indeed. We have a nice hill there for red to sit on as he shoots down on the crossbows. Blue also going for red's crossbows, knowing that that's the real threat here. I mean, those knights green can deal with, but the crossbows, that's... Yeah, you gotta thin those out real good. Red is now just gonna go for some vills. Ooh, find some vill kills. There you go. Awesome. Vill kills. But yeah, green spamming in just enough Frankish knights here to save blue. And save blue he must, because, my god, look at blue's economy. It's a mess. It's an absolute mess right now. Oh boy. Look at that efficiency. Wow, it's less than 10%. I've never seen that. That is really bad. Oh man. Oh boy, yeah, but blue's a little bit behind now. I think we all realize that one. What's going on the other side? We got teal now pressuring the gold for purple. Purple did not build a tower there. Also didn't go for a town center. He is on stone heavily. And is that to bank up stone, or is that to sell stone? Doesn't have a whole lot of stone, but he's very heavily on stone. I think he wants a castle. Yeah, a castle maybe... I mean, if you're going to go for this gold, you might as well put a castle right there. Or just a castle in front of your main gold would be really good here. Alright, Purple's going to move out with the next army as we have... Yeah, it's pretty much even right now. 63 military for double AoE. Closely followed by combi. I mean, it's very, very close. As it should be, right away. As it should be for a Category A final, you know. I remember last year the Category A final was, you know, I mean, Roko will know about that one. He was there, actually. It was... One team was significantly stronger than the other team, so it was a 3-0. So that was, of course, a little bit less exciting. I'm hoping this year we're going to get the final of our dreams here. You know, every caster hopes for the full set, right? You know, every caster hopes for that. Me included. Anyway, you might ask, why do these Bohemian crossbows have fire on their crossbow bolts already? It's because they got chemistry that gives them one extra attack. Now, I have said from the beginning that that would be really nice in team games, especially in 3v3s. Because this makes your crossbows strong enough to kill knights in 30 shots instead of 40. Fully upgraded cast stage knight. Which means that since you're more likely to have 30 crossbows, you can operate more independently, giving green an opportunity to stay on the right. Now, green is here, though, because you are still getting doubled, and the chemistry is not going to help you that much against enemy crossbows. As teal is kind of enticing this army in, green coming in from the back. A little bit of a pincer movement as teal huddles up right underneath the knights. I don't know if that was a good movement, but on the other side, look at that nice pincer movement from green coming in from both sides. I mean, purple with the micro, though, very nicely done. I still think he's going to lose most of these crossbows, but so is teal, at least as it looks like right now. And teal did not lose a whole lot of economy in the meantime. Only 4 villages, that's fine. And not a whole lot of damage being taken by either side here. It's mostly military clashing at the moment. And teal is going to go for a very risky town center. Oh boy, that is very far forward. Hope he can defend it though. I mean, after taking this fight, teal has 17 crossbows, only 8 for purple. Alright. Better than the eco damage to cavalry players. Now, what I always say, right, if you do eco damage to flanks, flanks can still get up the imp like red is doing right now, even if they take damage. They can still get army out as well, because overall, crossbows aren't that expensive. Knights, they're very expensive. They're really expensive. So if the pocket suffers a lot of damage, that is devastating to the war effort. Like, with 99 villagers, you can definitely produce from 3 stables. With 45, there's no way. There's simply no way. So if you take that much damage, no bueno. And speaking of that, right now, yellow at 100 villagers, only 72 for green. So green is kind of behind in the numbers there. Yellow, yeah, he's making more knights as a result as well, which may help double AoE as we're getting closer to an early Imperial Age stage. Now, wait, what was blue doing there? Blue! Ah! Blue! Why are you all the way over there? I thought blue had his army at home. No, blue sitting in what he thinks is a protective oasis. The problem is there's Arbalest there to deal with that. Yeah, green, too late to save that. That is a lot of crossbows that blue just lost, and that is not good because red is an imp. Red was looking forward to push forward, right? With Arbalest, you needed your own units to defend yourself. I mean, now the Vietnamese player is not an imperialist, and he doesn't have an army. That's a double whammy. F's indeed. Which, hint hint, every follower gets to use, by the way. I decided to open it up to everyone, because it's a very important emote, you know? I think we all want to be able to express, you know, when we want to pay our respects to someone who got completely destroyed by a mangonel shot or something like that. You know, it's universal language. Anyways, green though, going for a raid. Alright, now of course if you have Arbalests that are currently forward, you can't be at two places at the same time, so green gets in, and green can definitely kill a few villagers there. That does not take away the threat of the Arbalest though, and green knows that as... Wait, Teal, is that a Doubt Castle for now? Well, he'll probably get it up. He has a town center right next to it, so he should be okay. As... Purple and teal still fighting over here. We got some knights being sent in. So messy. So messy indeed as green's trying to get as many Vil kills as he can. But he is incurring the wrath of red. And red is not happy about this. Where are you from, sir, if I may ask? I am from the Netherlands. Yes. Someone already pointed it out that I had an accent, which I probably do. You know. I currently live in Florida, though, at the moment. As Arbalest makes short work of the crossbows. Oh boy, as this castle is still denied. I mean, I still find it hard to call it a doubt castle, because, I mean, the chances that Teal will get this up are pretty high, you'd say. I mean, he has to take a fight here. Purple now, still on a castle age. Purple's not going to get there anytime soon, but Teal's on the way. He just needs to keep his town center up. Oh, but remember, Saracens, so I guess it is a doubt castle. Doubt indeed. Oh boy. Yeah, now it is. Now it certainly is. Can we listen to a few words in Dutch? A few words in Dutch. Oh man, oké, there you go. Een paar gele ridders zijn in de achterkant van de groene basis bedoel ik. Niet geel, want het is geel is natuurlijk de ruiters die hier door de villagers heen rennen en een paar mensen doodmaken. There you go. There you go. That's some Dutch for you. I think a few of you would understand that. You know, like I think most people don't understand Dutch, including Dutch people. So there you go. That would be Dutch indeed. Yeah. I mean, I know there's a few Dutch AoE players, so they would definitely understand me. And apparently Poop Lord as well for some reason. Although I'm still not sure if he's actually Dutch or not. But yeah. Een paar ridders doodmaken. Yes. I know how to curse in Dutch. Hey, me too. I just came back living in Florida, but somewhere else originally. Yes, I was born in the Netherlands, obviously, but I live in Florida right now with my lovely wife. As Purple barges right into Teal's town, and Teal's economy is also potato. Teal, he's an imp, has 15 crossbows, not enough for Arbalest. This is not looking good for Combi, is it? You got Arbalest still in the back of Green's base, which has been there for a while now. Green finally has the upgrades necessary to take that fight, but still. Right. You're a native English speaker, your German is much better. Ah, you're German. Good. Good. I speak a little German. Just a teeny. I can understand it more than I can speak it, because it's very closely related to Dutch, obviously. In other news, we have a Vietnamese base being completely overrun by Chinese knights of all. That's very historically awkward, isn't it? As Blue is losing a lot of villages there, does not have the military to deal with this at the moment. Right now, double AoE seems so much stronger than Combi. They have the same amount of economy, but look at that military count, almost 3 times as much. Ooh boy, oh boy. Now, Purple is still laying siege to Teal, even though Teal is an Imperial Age. Right now, Teal's an imp, but he doesn't have Arbalest. He can't afford it. He can't afford it at the moment. We got Knights raiding in Blue's base as well. Blue's still struggling to deal with that. Now, the Frank player is an Imperial Age. The Frank player still has 110 villagers. You know, the Chinese player was not in Imperial Age yet, after all. So for the time being, the Frank player does have the better cavalry. But remember, you know, I mean, Chinese can still go for heavy camel, even though they don't get Cavalier. Okay, bro, now just to destroy this castle right in front of them. Right when they thought they would get this castle up. Just like take away their hope, their dreams. Historically very awkward. Yes, I know that. I did play the Leroy campaign, at least most of it. It's a difficult campaign, man. It really is. And deserves those 3 swords. Alright, well, Teal now pushing this back with some skirmishes. I guess you have to do something. Which, without the final armor upgrade, you can totally fight still. Right now, you know, going for a conventional push with some siege. He will probably get some bombard cannons out soon. He has melee after all. That is a unit they can go for. We got a market going up in the corner now, as trade will soon be on the radar for these 2 teams, especially as Combi have refused to resign. They have refused to give up. They're not done yet. And definitely refused to let this castle stay down. And Teal is going to get that up, isn't he? It's very close, Thor. Oh, come on, don't make it a doubt castle again. Okay, 95%, he got it. He got it, there you go. See, this was all calculated. It was all part of the plan, right? You know, he was going to let it deny first so that Purple would come in and kill half his economy. And then after that, you get it up, right, while it's in flames. And that's really what wins games, right there. Well, Purple, of course, now because of the castle, we'll have to actually wait for siege to come out, which should be any second now. As you can see, we have a castle going up in the front of Purple space, right in front of its gold. I like that. Get some traps out from that. As Teal, yeah, still did not get his arbalest upgrade. So right now, Purple can still totally fight this. Got bomber cannons coming out for the melee player. No surprises there. And the thing is, green can't be on both sides at the same time. Someone's gonna have to save himself here. Be it teal or be it red, blue. Someone's going to have to save himself here. This is going to be difficult when it is 177 military versus 70. Oof. Good boy. Now, especially on the left-hand side, the blow will fall hard because that's a lot of Arbalest. 75 Arbalest in the field right now. That's like 1/3 of the AOE army is Arbalest from Purple. As Yellow is taking a fight against the what will soon be Paladin, by the way. Now that may help Combi come back into this game, because Paladin is significantly stronger than the Cavalier that the Chinese player has access to. As we have a fight on the other side as well, as Red holds the line with his bombard cannons. Tries to get a castle up, as Blue is trying to deny that. Another castle here for Blue, right in the firing line as well. We got some Cavalier now going for a raid, as Paladin come forward for green. And these Paladin with 192 HP, look at that. Now these are strong. That's some strong Paladin stuff right there. And yeah, immediately Heavy Camel is researched by the Chinese player, because sticking with Cavalier would not do... probably won't do very well for the AOE team. They need something, a better meat shield, you know, something that can actually deal with Paladin rather than just Cavalier. They had a bit of lag. That's for the players, that's not me, by the way. Yeah, unfortunately, if the players have lag, then I will have lag as well. It just carries over in the recording for some reason. Anyway, the castle finally goes up. That gives these bomber cannons a safe place to start bombarding these castles from. That's good. We got Arbalest now on both sides. Do we have the final armor upgrade? Yes, we do. So these skirmishers are a lot stronger now, but long term, you don't want to stick with skirms, obviously. They lack that offensive power that you desperately need. As Blue is on the way to Imp. 1 minute. I mean, these castles, if they're, you know, if they're doing something, it's mostly delaying, right? It's delaying Red from pushing through here. Yeah. Yep. I figured Rex were mostly clean. No, apparently they're not. I've noticed that during this cup, like, I don't have any lag whatsoever. And then I suddenly get lag, and then the players complain about lag. That has to be in the game. Like, otherwise, I don't understand. That's too coincidental, right? Right, if you have lag in game, you complain about that, and then I have lag right as they have lag as well. That's like, yeah. Yeah, that's they're playing on the Brazil server, probably. That's my guess, because both of these teams are from South America. So they're probably playing on one of the South American servers. So, you know, that's always hit or miss, I hear. So... anyway, the castles have gone down. Blue has made it to Imperial Age, but only with 15 crossbows. So still, the situation doesn't look very much better. Now, one thing that we could definitely use is a bit of raiding. And because AOE, they have not really walled up anything. They have some trade going, but there's certainly places you can raid to come back into this game. And maybe even out the Vil... well, even out. Combi is still ahead in the Vil count. Almost 400 versus 327. Interesting situation, as it means the slowest computer is what causing the lag. Yes, yes, that's what that is. That's what the red side is for as well. As, ooh, green wants to get the bomber cannons. Is he gonna get them? Gets one, gets... No, one now. But not a lot. Yeah, bomber cannons are super tanky. Super tanky. They don't just die like that. And red, managing to save 3 bomber cannons, can just happily continue bombarding his opponent as they get slower and slower to the, well, will be the nexus between blue and green's bases. On the other side, we have trebuchets for purple being trapped back by teal. Teal still holding on his own. Yeah, it's a little 1v1 on this side. You know, again, 2 very decisive fights here. Do we know what the first A and double AOE is? Is it Argentina team? I don't know. Maybe. You'd have to ask the guys from Virgo Cup. They know where all the teams are from. I don't quite know that, actually. So I wouldn't know. That would make sense to me, actually. I guess a rival of Clan Argentine they are then, which is kind of sweet for them, because Clan Argentine was also in this tournament and they didn't make it to the finals. So, yeah, there you go. Guess now it's up for grabs, which is the best Argentinian team, huh? Alright, you got some Chinese light cap now dealing with these, they're Imperial skirmishes now, yes. Indeed, Vietnamese do get that upgrade, as do all their allies. Now, blue and green still fighting a delaying action. They want to get their trade up as well. They want to expand with their economy as much as possible, especially buying blue as much time as he can. Blue still has 123 villagers. It's not like blue is dead or anything, although he is getting raided up here. He's not dead. He just doesn't have any military. He's making skirmishes right now, which is good against the arbalest, not so much against the cavalry that accompanies it. As well, Teal's doing a great job with those Imperial 8 skirmishers, pushing purple back further and further. Skirmbalest, indeed. I mean, purple only has 90 villagers. He's actually behind teal with 113 villagers. We got 150 vills for green, which again is more than yellow with 142, but that's really close. And then red 112 versus 118 for blue. So, yeah. But we do see yellow now going for a small raid in the back here. There's lots of lands you can raid. It's not very locked down at all. So these Cavalier can certainly do some damage if left unattended for a while. As red just make a doubt castle. Red. Looks like it for now, as blue is still holding it on. You know, probably the lag favoring him as well, because it makes microing a lot more difficult. As... well, I mean... It looked like they had it, didn't it? It looked like a double AOE were pushing on both sides, and that would be that. But Combi, using that economy, turning it into military. Look at those military numbers. They're evening out right now. Combi still with more economy. They're trying to set up their trade as well. That's kind of where they're lacking a little bit. More trade for yellow, more trade for red. None for purple, but purple is not really making a whole lot right now anyways. And he's getting Onager. Onager will be a nice unit to have here in the fight against these freaking Skirmbalasts or Imperial Skirmishers with 9 pierce armor that can kill light cav. Ooh boy. As yellow is sending light cav to both sides right now because there's skirmishers on both sides. I mean, the light cav are doing decently here, at least keeping red in the middle of the map where he wants to be. So we have a castle now being dropped by blue, kind of sneakily on the side. Neither team wants to give up here. Neither team wants to give up. They both want to get this first win. You know, winning that Arabia game, it's such a nice morale boost for your team. You know, you're immediately ahead of your opponent. Looking good for you. You know, it's a good start to the set. I would definitely want that as well. Oh boy, are we going to get a big bada boom here? Oh, I would love that. Purple, come on. Try to go for it. Yellow is shielding you right now. Come on. Let's go. They're all bunched up. You can do it. Should... no! Teal's cheating! He's paying attention! That's not allowed! Oh well. Maybe... Wait. We're not done yet. He's paying attention again! This guy, man. Eagle-eyed. Oh, we'll get it. We'll get a big Onager shots one of these days. Just trust me. It will happen. As, yeah, red and blue are pretty much evenly trading now with yellow in the mix as well. Oh boy, oh boy. What kind of elo am I at, roughly? I am right in the middle in 1300 elo, and that's where I've been stuck for a year now. But also because I don't really play 1v1s a whole lot, so that also explains that. But yeah, that's my elo, roughly. Yeah, I'm not a pro player myself, obviously. But as I am what they say in Dutch, you know, the beste stuurlui staan aan wal. Or in other words, the best sailors stand ashore, you know. Giving pointers from afar, you know, the caster meme. They know the game, but they can't play it. No worries, man, no worries. I'm open to those kind of questions. As blue is getting kind of destroyed by bomber cannons now. Nice shots there. Of course, the light cap are surrounding the skirms as well, which are still killing these arbalests. Still, it's been a chore for Red to break through, as Red is gonna try to drop a castle now beyond this castle. That's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen indeed. You're into all those custom Nomad games, right? Yes. Yes, I very much like Nomad. I very much like Nomad. I mean, I wouldn't call myself the best Nomad player in the world, because I really am not, but I like Land Nomad especially. Really like that. Islandia and this map pool is pretty good as well. Fairly similar anyways. You might even get to see it. As, bombard cannon there for Teal, sniping that onager, very good as well, to keep this army away. Yeah, those onagers, now Teal can move forward again. Now he can move forward again. And I'm Freddy, wow, 150 players, viewers, and congrats. And come on, double AOE. And how you doing, Edelman Freddy? Thanks, man. Is that another Doubt Castle? It's another Doubt Castle. Doubt! Well, it's not Doubt's fault, obviously. It's really Teal who dropped it. Once again, I mean, I guess it's a strategy. He did it before. He got it up the last time, so are we going to do it this time? Looks like he's going to try it. Alright, then. Update on the right hand side, we still have Paladins from the Frank player. Now we're getting to a number of trade here that is starting to become very dangerous. And have you also looked at the military numbers lately? It's kind of been swinging in the favor of Combi Veneno here. Look at that, 168 versus 89. Is double AOE slowly losing ground here? I mean, the Paladin are going to be very difficult to deal with. There's some raids going on this side. It's still not walled. They can run right into your trade. And remember, the Paladin player does have 40 trade cards now, which is enough to start spamming Paladin again. Paladin will be mostly on the right. We got a wall going up as well. Yeah, exactly. We need a wall like this to stop our opponents from raiding. This is good. Something that Yellow was certainly thinking about, but Yellow can't really afford to do that right now. Now, Paladins will still die to Heavy Camel, but Heavy Camel will die to pretty much everything else here. Right now saying, yo, we got some Paladins in the back there. Paladins will be raiding. Now, luckily, they're kind of slow, so I guess there's that. Especially with all that lag. Jeez. How did these players play with that lag? Crazy. I don't know why. When I play with lag, it's like, it feels like my brain slows down as well. Like, it makes it hard to think for some reason, which is weird because it shouldn't do that, but it really does. Oh boy, I like to be squeezed between the other team on Land Nomad. Oh yes, yes, that is exactly what I like. Yeah, the more the merrier. Yes, when I'm surrounded by 4 other players, that is when I'm in my element. No, I don't like that. But it keeps happening. I don't know why. I'm cursed, man. If you want to know where your opponent is on Land Nomad, just go the opposite way I'm going, because that's where they will be. As I can't believe this, but the front has stabilized and Combi is actually the one pushing right now. And I must say it, but Imperial Skirmisher OP as Purple's base is, well, very open. It's, with all the defenses on the front failing, Teal is just running right through Purple's base. And Purple, no military, 80 villagers, is at real risk of dying here. Unlike Blue, who still has 89 villagers there, some trade as well, and is still making a lot of military, pushing forward, holding back Red at the same time. Oh, how did they do it, man? I swear to God, it really looked for a second that double AOE had this in the bag. I really thought so. You know, Combi really looked dead there. Like, they were later to Imp, they lost their Imp army as well, right? I mean, Blue was getting pushed really hard there. And they just didn't die. They just refused to die. Definitely helped by the fact that you had Imperial Skirmisher. Now that is pretty sweet. With that extra Pierce armor. But still, regardless of that, it looked really good for WOEA. Not so much anymore. They are behind in Vilcon. They're behind in military. Ooh boy, oh boy. Imp denied at 90%. Oh, did that happen as well? Jeez, I didn't even notice that. Caster blind as well, huh? As, yeah, Purple is completely dead here. The Super Skirm comeback is indeed, Ah, what can I say? What can I say? I can only call what I see, and I see purple dying fast with 72 villagers, which are very much under threat right now. Yellow has already walled him out because he knows, you know, purple is probably going to die here. Got a few random siege rams, which are not going to do too much, as well as blue is, again, waltzing right through purple's base on the right. Wow, they had it! They had it! Combi, man. Crazy comeback with trash. I don't know, that's like one of the most frustrating things in the world to me, when you're winning and you're making your gold army and you're like, yeah, I'm feeling good about myself. And then your opponent starts making trash and that trash just starts killing your gold army fairly easily. And you're like, you invested so much gold in that army and it's just gonna die to a bunch of trash. It's just not fair, but fair it is indeed, as the Imperial Skirmishers are killing a bunch of trade cards here. Now, Yellow is going to be able to deal with that with Cavalry, as he should. Although, again, Camels and Light Cav. The limitation of Chinese becoming very clear here. Not having Paladin in the late game really doesn't help you, as Red, wow, Red manages to get a castle up, only for it to go right back down. It's, yeah. I mean, I guess we need a Super Skirm comeback now for double AOE. Unfortunately, they do not get Imperial Skirmisher. They certainly don't. This is not a Diplo game. You can't just ally to the Vietnamese player and unlock that unit. No. That is not how that works. As blue is overrunning the right-hand side and forcing yellow to go for a lot of raids, or at least defend himself against a lot of raids here. Red also with 58 villages at the moment, 53 for purple. The only one still very much alive is yellow, but yellow's getting pushed hard in the middle by the paladins. There's just so much to look at right now, so much ground being lost to Team Combi. The walls have already been reached as the bomber cannons are trying to take down the walls, right through those. Now, at least they're Chinese walls, so they have a lot more HP after all, but oh boy, yeah, Vietnamese OP, man. I mean, certainly because teal and green also did their jobs, obviously, but those Imperial Skirmishers, it's like red and purple for the longest time just stubbornly kept making Arbalest, and they just kept dying to these Skirmishers. And now as a result, all the skirms are moving forward. Even yellow with cavalry can't stop that. You can certainly snipe the siege, though. Ooh, some unguarded trebuchets. Those will be taken out. That's a nice boon there. Will slow down blue for the time being, as blue is still only working with these skirmishers. He's making rattan archers. Oh, let's go! Elite rattan archers. I like it. Anti-archer archer. Not sure why Malay and Arabia for a 3v3. You tell me. I think that we're definitely better maps for Malay here. For one, Atoll, which is a hybrid map with lots of water there, which would have been a lot better map. But yeah, Malay, I mean, it's not like they're bad or anything like that, but they're not a superpower. They're not like Ethiopians or Britons or Mayans, you know, levels of superpower. They're not like Vietnamese levels of superpower. I mean, come on, Vietnamese. As now, once again, teal and green have broken through into the trade, and that's gotta be the GG moment, right? I mean, without trade, no more camels, no more answer to the paladin, and no more answer to the paladin, you did. I got some rattan archers. I like that, though. Rattan archers are cool. Although, you don't really need them at this point anymore. Like, you don't really need them at this point. Because, I mean, all your opponents are making is... they're trying to match your trash, but simply do not have the same level of trash. Simply not as strong. And of course, the Frank player can just keep spamming paladins forever. Like, there's no stopping that. As the paladins just keep running right through those holes that we found. Is that a hole? That's a hole. Alright, so the paladins can get through right there as well. Well, that will cut their travel time in half. That's nice. Only seeing positives here. Unfortunately, not a whole lot of positive things for purple. As you can see, 25 villages for him only. This is so GG. Yeah, this is... I think, honestly, at this point, double AOE are just kind of staring at the screen in disbelief, and now they resign. They probably just kind of chilled, cooled their heads mentally for the next stage, because we will go to the next game since Combi wins the first match on Arabia. And what a comeback it was. I swear to God, like, for real, man. Oh, Ashwanda, how are you doing, man? I'm telling you, that was an insane comeback. It really was. I mean, trust me, a lot of teams would have died here, right? Blue losing his army early on to a red who is an Imperial Age, right? comes forward with Arbalest. There is Imperial Age cavalry. Well, not yet from yellow. He didn't have Imperial Age just yet, but he had more cavalry than green did, as green had just clicked up. There was certainly a moment where blue could get completely overrun, and blue, they held on this side until blue could keep his economy up, go to Imperial Age, get the freaking Imperial skirmishers out, and I don't know what happened. I mean, on the left side as well, purple was doing all right. That early attack from purple, denying the castle, running right in with Saracen archers, really caught teal on the back foot. But then teal just defended with Imperial skirmishers himself. And yeah, again, I really thought they were done as well. I really did think that. Or at least it wasn't looking so good. I thought, you know, double AoE, they're going to push into the trade soon, you know, get a nice position, blue will be dead, and that's that. But I think the Civ composition for combi really coming to shine through an Imperial Age with that Imperial Skirmisher, with Paladin, and the fact that double AoE never really had an answer to the skirm. Like, yellow was sending in units left and right to try to stop that. It just wasn't enough. And slowly but surely, they got pushed back. And then, yeah, purple, unfortunately, was not able to hold on against that pressure like blue was. So, yeah, there you go. Let's have a look at the KD, shall we? Because, of course, in a game this long, we want to see that. Wow, 657 kills for the Frank player. Paladin OP, alright. But, I mean, look how many kills as well for the Imperial Skirmishers. All above 450. That's good. Yeah, I mean, purple did not get a lot of kills himself. He had a lot of Arbalest. He wasn't able to stop the Skirmishers. And on the other side, red, of course, he tried his best with his own skirms, and as a result got a bit more kills as well. Yellow, he was spamming and everything, on left and right, produced the most out of this match, but wasn't able to save his team. Again, crazy comeback there. I think helped by the fact that Combi's economy was not worse than double AoE's. If anything, it was actually kind of better at that moment when we thought that Combi was going to get pushed back. And Combi, keeping that economy alive, pushing right back. Although, I must say, yellow, man, geez, 155,000 resources. Good boom. It's good boom right there. Alright, it was the fastest player. It was, ooh, purple, 83. Well, aren't we very fast? Alrighty, GG. That was a good first game. Honestly, can't believe that double AoE let that one slip. Man, let that one slip. That was unfortunate. But sometimes it happens, and Combi played well also. So yeah, there you have it. Now, let's have a look at the home map, shall we? So, of course, we went to Arabia first. Now we're going to go for the other two maps. Now, since it's double AoE, we're going to have to go for either Dry River or Atoll. Yeah, that's a good question. Which are we going to go for? Hard to pick here, actually. Like, normally I could say, you know, maybe this map kind of looks like, right? Kind of looks like another map. Therefore, they might not go for this map because they just lost it. Like, Dry River is more like Arabia than Atoll, obviously. But still, Dry River is completely different than Arabia again. So it's hard to compare them. Deal with the brick brain doubt castle. Yeah, I told you. It was all part of the master plan. It was all part of the plan. Alrighty, now let's just assume it's going to be, well, you know it's either of these two maps, but I don't know which of the two. Dry River, Atoll. Maybe Dry River. Maybe Dry River. That would be my guess. Atoll's kind of wacky, so maybe after you lose the first game, do not immediately go into a crazy map like Atoll that rarely anyone plays. Yeah, maybe that's not the best idea. Alright, looking at civilization. So we got a loss with Chinese, and what else? Malay, and what's the other one again? Saracens. Good. We got a win with Vietnamese. Vietnamese for the win, alright. Franks, and what was the other one? That was Bohemians. Okay, so for Dry River, we need cavalry civs for sure. Cavalry civs kind of dominate on Dry River, although you can certainly go for, well, civs that go for archers or eagles, certainly so. But I've seen cavalry civs do well compared to other civs. Like Huns, Tatars are good here. I can imagine Persians. Imagine with all that food in the middle of the map and then having faster working TCs. You can outboom everyone. That'd be pretty good. So yeah, I'm thinking something like that. Berbers are pretty good on that map as well. I would save Khmer for a more aggressive game, personally. Slavs are fine too. Yeah, the thing with Poles is Khmer and Poles both rely on their farms, which you don't really need in Dry River. There's like a lot of fish, so you don't need that many farms. So then to use a farm-heavy civ, it's kind of a waste of the civ as far as I'm concerned. If it is Atoll, by the way, then it's probably going to be Persians as a hybrid civ, which now that come to think about it, that's probably going to be their pick anyways. And then we need, let's see, definitely Byzantines, and then one of these civilizations, maybe. Yeah, good question. Koreans, maybe? I don't know. They'll probably play it on land then anyways. As for double AoE, this is their home map, so let's see what they got. Now, I would caution against using Teutons on Dry River, because, you know, if we see Teutons on Dry River, I'll explain why I don't like Teutons on Dry River. They're not a good civ for that map. Well, they're fine, but not good, right? Burgundians, much better. Magyars is excellent. Cumans could be really good as well. I've seen Aztecs work out as well for an Eagle push. That could be good. Yeah, for the rest, it doesn't really matter. Any of these civilizations will do. Although I think you want to save Italians for Atoll, as well as Malians probably, so, and Japanese. So probably not those civs. Bengalis, yeah. I don't know too much about Bengalis, honestly. I just know that they're not very good, and they're not necessarily. Are they still classified as a naval civ? I think they are, right? So they do get some bonus there. Oh right, their ships regenerate. That's it. Alright, so I guess Bengalis on Atoll could be pretty good as well. But let's just assume it's going to be Dry River. Let's see if I'm correct. Let's see. Second game coming up. And it's Dry River. Alright then. It's tough. Okay, good. They actually had I think they also had a re on this map, actually. I didn't know that they had a re somewhere. It's this one. Because of how I named my game records, I know that. Here you go. And it makes sense on this map. Because here you go, Dry Riveroo. Well, welcome. Now, if you don't know this map, of course, it's named after the titular dry river in the middle of the map. And as you can see all these ponds, there's tiny bits of fish in there. Tiny bits. But if you add it all up, you get to about 430,000 food. That is a lot of food. That is a lot of food. I'm telling you, you cannot just give up the middle here on Dry River. So both sides will be fighting over this in the game to come. We change the color there because teal's better visible. Alright, let's introduce the home map team first. In the red, we've got a Skabi playing as the Magyars. Alright. In the yellow, we've got Red Lash playing as the Cumans. Well, we did see that one coming, didn't we? In the purple, we have Niavita playing as the Japanese. Oh, I thought we would keep Japanese for it all, but that's fine. That's totally fine. There's certainly an opening I can think of with Japanese that can be pretty good on this map. On the other side for Combi, we have Batichoko playing as the Tatars. I like that. That's good. In the green, we have Khmer for Vinland. All right then. Khmer, I mean, I would have personally kept them for a less far, another map, but this is fine. In the teal, we have Mr. Oso playing as the Poles. Wow, they picked both their farm-heavy civs on this map. Well, let's just talk about why I don't really like that. Now, speaking, when it's better than Teutons, right? Teutons would be worse than Khmer and Poles here, given the fact that their bonus really relies on the fact that if both sides make the same number of farms, Teutons get the discount, therefore it's better for them. That's where the bonus really comes into play. So it takes a while to get going. Teutons are slower. That's not the case for Khmer and Poles. Their bonus immediately applies. For Khmer, instant drop-off. For Poles, faster farming around the fall walk, right? So at least there's that. But remember, again, it only applies if your opponent is making a similar number of farms. That's unlikely to happen here, though. With this much food in the middle, and double AoE, this being their home map, they will definitely fight for the fish. If there's this much food there, you don't need a whole lot of farms. I have seen games where the Magyar player went full knights and didn't make a single farm the entire game. Didn't need to. There's plenty of food. And if there is no single farm being made, then unfortunately the Polish bonus and the Khmer bonus actually a little bit worse than the shore fishing, because shore fishing is really fast. And of course costs a lot less wood. Alrighty, now of course there's also a few patches of alligator, hills in the middle of the map, as you can see. So if you're going to send militia forward, do be careful not to run in those, because there's plenty of them on this map. Luckily for our players, most of them are on the side this time. Now, you never know really how this map is going to generate you. Like the fact that the players are generated in a line here, right? Where blue is on the right and then green and teal. That actually doesn't always happen. Team positions doesn't really work on this map. So most of the time it's just random. So you don't know exactly where you're going to be with your civilization. So you can't really say, oh, flank, pocket, flank. No, you don't know. Which is also why I suggest going for some cavalry-heavy civs kind of takes away that problem, because cavalry, it doesn't really matter from what position you come from. It's as fast to the other side from any of these positions. Is it good to make fishing ships here? I I don't think... No, you can't. You can't make fishing ships here. Because the reason for that is you need to have at least 4 tiles of space to drop your dock somewhere, which is impossible unless you fish those 4 tiles. And at that point, would you really still drop a dock? I don't think so. So yeah, you can't actually fish here because like all these ponds generate the same way. There's always a line around the edge of shorefish, so that's impossible. But yeah, I mean, I can see what you're thinking there with Japanese, with the faster fishing ships, if that could maybe help. Even if you could drop a dock, I still wouldn't do it because it's just so much wood investment. Whereas the only thing you need here is just a mill and some vills, right? As the Polish player drops a folwark, which of course is a little bit bigger, but also gives you population space. No deep fish either. Yep, there's no deep fish on this map. No, that wouldn't happen. There's a dry river after all. It's been dried for many months, scorching in the sun, and now 2 sides are fighting over it. You know, for God knows why. These fish they just want to survive. Look, they're trying to get out of here, these little ponds, but they can't. They have to wait for the next monsoon, huh? Now, of course, on this map, you want to go out to fish. The best way to go at it in this fish is actually, let's see, who did it the best? Nah, Steel didn't do it at all. Wow, they all did it kind of cautiously. So normally what you could do with fish, you kind of want to place it in the middle of a group of ponds and then wall in the choke points. That way your villagers are fairly safe and your opponents can't really get to your villagers. It may slow them down a little bit because the mill will be in the middle. You could drop it right here as well. But it's less walling, it's very safe. And again, you're definitely going to have to contend for fish in the middle as, yeah, there you go. The Cuban player going for his second town center now in feudal age. This was to be expected. I like this strategy. The downside of the Cuban second TC is always the investment, right? It's always the fact that you have to invest more food to keep both these TCs running. Well, guess what? There's plenty of food to go around. So Cubans, they love it here. Now, I would drop the TC right there in the middle of the water, but hey, to each his own, that's fine. If this TC goes up, you got hunt, you got fish, and again, you can easily afford scouts and double TC production. Now, again, it takes a little bit to get going then again, but I think it's worth it, personally. Magyars, of course, will be surprised if they're not going to go for scouts. There you go, stable will go up. Magyar scouts, of course, are very, very dangerous with that extra attack that they get for free with the attack upgrade. There you go. It built so slow, though. Yeah, man, we have looked away for like 5 minutes, and it's still going. Yep. Well, you need 8 villages to build that. It takes so long. But build it is, and now you got a safe TC in the middle. The safest food in the world. Good stuff. Alright, well, the Magyar player is going to make some scouts. As you can see, Combi is already team walling. Now, there's 2 ways to go about it. You can do it this way, right? Where you team wall already starting in early feudal age. That's a lot of wood investment, though. That will slow down your rush if that was your plan. The other way to do it is just slowly wall throughout feudal age. Go for stone walls instead of just palisade walls. Because, again, you can break through this fairly easily, even without Castle Age military. So, yeah. I don't know, but again, it's fairly easy to team wall. As you can see, Blue is going to do the same thing on his side, and once you get that wall up, you have a nice base. All your golds are on top of that hill, plenty of space to expand, and easiest trade in the world. It's just a straight line right there, except this wood line is kind of blocking it. That's okay, though. So yeah, Dry River, it's on the one hand a very closed-off map, also not, right? Because the fish is so important. To just yield that fish to your opponent, that is very risky. Like, most players will caution against that. You need that food to get the Castle Age fast, right? Or if you don't have it, then you need to make sure that your opponents also don't have it. And usually this game, on Dry River, usually ends to either go until mid-Castle Age, when one side goes for full military and overwhelms the other side, thinking that it is, well, we can just sit behind our walls and, you know, we don't need the fish. Or it goes late in. It's pretty much either one of the two, usually. With trade. So, yeah. Anyways, Magyar scouts coming forward. They're being greeted by Khmer scouts. No surprises there. What's the Polish player doing? The Polish player has Waltmore. He's making archers at the moment. Alright. Of course, Blue is also making archers as Tatars. Now, the Tatar player will want to switch into cavalry archers during Castle Age. The question is, when are you going to do that? That's the big question, right? To switch into cavalry archers immediately is a risk, because it's a unit that you can't make. I mean, T90 will tell you this. It's a unit you can't make during feudal age, and he's right. Archers you can make. So your opponent will have a larger army than you if you don't kill it before you get to Castle Age. Now, if you kill it, you could totally go for cavalry archers then. No problem. But you need that little bit of a window. That little window there. as the Magyar player is looking for some kills, but Teal's villagers are safely walled in, protected by the archers as well. So I don't think a lot of early damage will be done here, although, yeah, aside from Yellow, no one really has safe food here like Yellow, honestly. And Combi did a better job, well, Teal did a good job walling this in. Blue walled in his fish, to, you know, made it part of the team wall, so his food is very safe. Well, the irony is that a lot of that fish is actually on the other side of the lake, so you can't actually reach it from that side, which is kind of annoying, obviously, when you wall it in like that. As did Red. Red's going to try to do the same thing. He does have a spearman to protect against his scouts, but archers on the way as well. Red's going to need some support here soon. Yellow is making scouts now as well. Took him a while to get that going, but now that he has the food income, he can afford it. Steel snipes the spearman. Nicely done. And Red has to abandon the fish. Ooh. That's not good. That's not good indeed. Especially if the Magyar player wanted to go for cavalry archers themselves, because you need to be to the castle age faster if you can. And of course with more military. As Teal and Green are going to find a way into Red's base. Whereas Walt is also even walling his own base. I mean, the team wall is now going up for Yellow. I think he will get that up. I think, yeah, Yellow and Red will be able to delay that in time. On the other side, archers are trying to kill some stuff at Yellow's town center, but of course, it being a town center, you can't kill that. Purple is still shadowing that with his own archers. He has more archers here, with fletching, obviously, something that Blue has as well. I mean, if you move out, you should have fletching. That's kind of the general rule. As Yellow's going to try to wall behind this. It's going to be difficult enough, but the archer's behind as well. Blue and Purple looking like they're going to go for a little bit of a sparring match here. Who has the better micro? That's the question. We got a nice, a kill here for Purple, who is not really microing, more so patrolling this in. Blue is microing, but he lost 2 units already. So there you go. Japanese archers OP. Teal and Green not able to break in here as Yellow manages to wall that off, so at least the scouts can't break in. There's double scouts from both sides, which means that a few spearmen will definitely make the difference here. As, oh boy, they can take a fight now. Look at this. Teal's blocking off this scout army. If they fight this now, the archers can't be protected by the scouts. Red, Yellow, you should fight this right now. Right now. This is the time to go. They can't fight you properly right now. They're blocking each other off. A mistake actually, for Teal to sit like that. I mean, to put your archers like to the side, then that doesn't happen. If only Yellow knew, they can see this. Like, you can easily surround this. Yeah, now not anymore now, because now Green can get out again. I see, now it's a whole different story. Now it's not in your favor anymore. Now, I mean, they don't really care about this, because they did actually get most of the walls up. I mean, Red still needs some walling to go up on that side, but he will eventually get these walls up as... We're going to try to take that fight now. It's a choke point, though. Green gets in front with his scouts. These are still Magyar scouts and Cuman scouts. Very fast and very strong. As Green gets an engagement. Teal not really joining this fight. He's trying to snipe these villagers. Does not get them. As the scouts for Green go down. No, not really. Not really. Green with his upgrades. He got bloodlines. He does have armor as well. And all the scouts for Red and Yellow get cleaned right up. That's not good. That's not good at all. Oh boy. Blue coming forward with a large army as well. That's a Tatar army for you. Now the Japanese players are going to have to deal with that. Because, like I said, Green and Red just lost their military, most of it. As Yellow loses a few villages there. Nicely done. Combi made more military and feudal age, and as a result, their position is a lot better. But the economy for double AoE obviously is better, especially since the Cuman player now in Castle Age with 50 villagers, more than anyone else. Good stuff. Now, Green and Teal just happy just to try to break in over here. Teal actually bringing in more reinforcements as well. We have a fight over here, as there's no question of microing this when you're this close by. Blue actually trying to micro, but he can't stop the fact that the Step Lancer, he's making Step Lancers. Alright, let's go. Let's go, Step Lancers. They died everything, but still, let's go. They're cheaper, so, sort of. I mean, yeah, you have that ranged attack, which definitely helps, but less HP, less pierce armor, Gonna die really hard here. This is like, if you don't get the second armor upgrade, it's like fighting crossbows with unupgraded knights. That doesn't go well for the knights either, does it? Anyway, Green and Teal can walk right in, and now it's crossbows, and there is 18 of them, and they're looking to do some damage to Yellow, who's now going to have to defend himself. He's dropping a down center on this side, which is good, because that will at least keep most of his base safe, which is, again, what you want to be doing. Purple is hopefully getting the crossbow upgrade at some point. Didn't get it right now, actually, so don't know about that one. Okay, here it comes, 30 seconds away, but they need that upgrade right now if they want to take a fight here. Yeah, Yellow trying to dodge as many shots as he can. Teal has ballistics already as well. Gets Thumb Ring also. It's going to be really difficult to dodge these shots in a second there. Yellow still trying to dodge as much as he can. Step Lancer Pock, but is it going to do the trick? That is the question. Alright, Purple with the upgrades now, let's see. Let's compare these units. Purple and Yellow have way more HP on their units, but remember there's a few villages in there as well. As Purple and Yellow are trying to block this army up, as Teal and Green are out of here. Out of here. Thank you for the follow there, Zeus. Welcome to the Horde. Alrighty, well, Teal and Green, they have decided that it's not worth it to stay here. Unfortunately, you can't really quite run away from Step Lancers, now can you? They tend to range you with that extra attack. Yeah, if anything, Step Lancers are really nice when you're chasing something, right? Because you can poke it from a distance. Poke until it dies. Yeah, good stuff. That was an important fight. They needed to clear up that army. That was very important. The army count is fairly even now, and now the economy for double AoE may come to shine. On the other side, we have Blue with a few crossbows still after cleaning up, well, most of Purple's reinforcing army. Purple and Yellow are probably going to take care of that as well. And really bailing out Red at the same time, because Red, yeah, he wanted to go for Cavalry Archers, is still on 1 TC, so Red is still very much behind. 46 villages only for him. Which is still more than Green, actually. He's trying to make Knights. Well, 3 stables. Well, Knights obviously are the better unit. I mean, if you just want to compare the HP of Yellow versus Green, there you go, right? It's, of course, more units for Green, but still, that's a lot of more HP that the Knights have compared to Step Lancers. Of course, especially Pierce Armor is what matters here. I like the little back and forth here. You know, all attacking at the same time, stacking them. I mean, if you want to be fighting with Step Lancers, this is what you want to be doing. Dry River is the ideal terrain for you, and after all that delaying, look at how equal that HP is. That was actually not that bad of a fight, honestly. That could have been much worse. You know, Green could have easily cleared up everything, and now Purple's archers are still alive, and Yellow is still streaming in some Step Lancers, and he is still making them. I like it. Now, if you get Step Husbandry as humans, Step Lancers are produced a lot faster. They are like the Goths of the steppes, man. They really are. But then there were Cavalry Archers. Well, I was waiting for those to come in. Here you go. The Tatar player now with his own Cavalry Archers, which will be matched by the Magyar Cavalry Archers. And the question is, which is better? Is it extra tank or is it extra range? Now, the thing is, in Castle Age, you can get Silk Armor, right? Which helps the Tatar Cavalry Archers a lot. Magyars don't get Recurve Bow until Imperial Age. So for now, Tatars are definitely the better Cavalry Archers. The pathing patch was above the Step Lancers. Yes, indeed. I mean, any pathing patch is above the Step Lancers, it really is. Or unless they nerf the pathing of all the other units, then indeed it's also above the Step Lancers. Because that makes them the better unit. Look at that, you can chase. Very cool. Also makes it a lot easier to chase Cavalry Archers, although you die faster to them as well. So it has its drawbacks, obviously. On the other side, Teal now with an army, and Red has Cavalry Archers, which are still not going forward and raiding. Cavalry Archers for Blue are doing that, at least they're trying to, but there's not a whole lot of places they can break in at the moment. Now, both teams have locked down their base, you know, sufficiently, which is good. Alright, well, Purple's going to chase that. Never ideal to have to chase Cavalry Archers, obviously. In the meantime, Combi, they're just happily sitting, you know, getting their town centers up. As you can see, Teal now had 4 town centers, 3 for Green, and at least 2 for Blue, I think. Yeah, he's at least producing from 2. They're trying to get their economy up behind this while sniping. Ooh, a lot of villages for Yellow there. Yellow blocking this in, so at least his army is dead now. But he did lose a bunch of villagers doing that. 17 villages have died already for Yellow. So that early Cuman bonus, I mean, it's helping still a little bit, but he's not as far ahead as he was before, that's for sure. Question is, are we going to stick with the Step Lancers now? I think Yellow's had enough of that. He's going to go for Knights now. It's probably the better unit to go for anyways in a team game. I mean, I like Step Lancers just as much as the next guy, but I can't recognize its flaws. You know, it's just not strong enough, right? I wish I wish step lancers was strong enough that civilizations could just rely exclusively on step lancers instead of knights. I would like that a lot better, but it's just, they're just not strong enough, I mean, even knights struggle with this. Unfortunately for purple and yellow, the cavalry archer player is on their side instead of on the other side, where red can help them. As yellow's going to try to block the knights for red so that red can escape. Green's going to get out of there. He does not want to get doubled. Purple player still only, he's on 3 town centers, but he's not producing from all of them at the same time, at least. At least he's still struggling too, as he feels like he needs to get the numbers up. He's producing from 4 stables, so if anything tells you, building a 5th one as well. Damn. Alright, Khmer player is going to go all in castle age, that's for sure. I mean, if you produce that many knights, you're never going to be able to get up to imp. At least not at that rate, until you stop producing like that. It's just too expensive. Now, of course, with that extra castle age military, they may be able to get a win here. I mean, green is pushing in more units. There's not enough cavalry for yellow to hold the line. Yellow's cavalry slowly dying there, and red's going to have to fight a fighting retreat, which is what cavalry archers were made for. We have a castle now for yellow in the middle. I like that because that secures a lot of fish. Remember, lots of fish, no farms, so that's, of course, always better. I mean, look, red had to invest in farms because he lost his fish early on. He's not gone back to fish either, which is, I think at this point you may go back to fish. Just drop a TC, drop a TC right there in the corner. They'll never see it coming. In the meantime, though, we have purple hunting down blue, but he's being hunted himself now. I think I would snipe cavalry archers here. Yeah, purple is doing that as well. He sees the CA. He's like, well, thanks for showing those to me. I will happily kill those. At least he's trying to. I killed a bunch. Fine, it's fine, it's fine. Red and yellow are on the way to Imperial Age, and that is the moment when red's cavalry archers will become a lot stronger. As, red has yet to drop a castle to get silk armor, which is an important upgrade for all his light cavalry, actually. It also applies to step lancers, by the way, and light cav, apparently. So it makes them a lot stronger, but it's mostly used for cavalry archers, of course. Alright then. Now these cavalry archers, they're about to get recurve bow. That will give them extra range and extra attack. That gives them 8 range, meaning they can actually range arbalests. And an extra attack definitely helps them kill those arbalests as well. As we have a Dow TC. There's no way you get that up. Yeah, red. He did what I said. The problem is he's on the wrong side. As, teal in Imperial Age with arbalest as well. Poles in Imperial Age, yeah. Poles with the full work farms. I mean, at some point, those farms do start paying off, that's for sure. And what I said about poles in the early game does not really apply anymore once we have a lot of farms already, because that is a consistent food. It's consistent, good farm food, Once again, Combi with 100 military versus also 100 military, but... yeah, who is in a better position to threaten the other side? Well, I'd say at this point, it's the Arbalest player waltzing right into Red's town. Even if Red has all his upgrades, that would still be a problem. Right, well, Blue's looking for a way in on this side, but there's crossbows here, there's knights there. Yellow Imperial Age, Red in Imperial Age, and Purple is about to click up for his own Arbalest upgrade as well. That's good. And the Arbalest for teal still kind of posting outside of red space, not sure whether to walk in or do something else. They were expecting a welcome committee from the from their enemy, but no, not like that. The Magyars weren't that much of a hospitable people in the early medieval age. Trust me. No. And we have green and blue trying to break in on this side, as we have a forward castle now from teal. Teal also right-click this town center as yellow is sending in the armored knights, but still lacking the final armor upgrade. That's coming in though, as we have an awesome choke point. Oh, yellow, can he stop that? Gets around. That's important. Now you got knights from both sides. That's good. Armor is in, so at least your knights don't go down as fast. And we have cavalry archers behind, shooting down this Imperial Age army, and it's good. Yellow tanking the shots here. Losing a lot of knights in the process. This was certainly not cheap for them. But the cavalry archers now with Bracer, cleaning this up easily. And there goes your early imp army. Now, we have a similar situation the last game, but I'm not going to be so fast to say, oh, Combi is dead, because they're not really dead just yet, are they? Green now wants to take revenge on the right-hand side, as you can see. As Blue's trying to get the CA there as well, so they can get some good shots in on the crossbows. There's not a lot of them too, but Purple still wants to upgrade these. Blue gets on the other side, and now you're surrounded. Crossbows going down. What will be better here? Sniper the Knights or the CA? Good question. I think honestly I'd say CA because it's harder to deal with cavalry archers than it is to deal with knights. I mean, like green can deal with knights. That's not a problem, right? I mean, as soon as green hits all his imp upgrades and now he gets the final armor upgrade, he still needs cavalier though. As we have well, that changes matters, doesn't it? Schlachter privilege is coming in now for the Pulse player. You know what that means? That means dirt cheap knights, which lack the final armor upgrade, but dirt cheap knights! Yeah! Everyone likes that upgrade. Who doesn't love the spam knights to perpetuity? Everyone does, right? We just need Recurve Bow to come in for red. Red is getting a castle up. He's going to try to get it up at least, but here comes Teal. Red, risky castle. Risky, risky, risky. He's going to need some help now to deal with this. He thought, oh, I'm done now. You know, we killed Teal's army. We're safe now. Nope, Teal was actually still producing, and he is right back with some traps as well, and here comes some more knights. And they recognize that red is the weaker link here. I think you're going to have to drop a castle somewhere in your town here to protect yourself, because the knights are here. Yellow does not have the military at the moment to run right in. He's getting step husbandry though. That's going to really speed up his production of life gap, which still are going to struggle against these Arbalests. Red side. Red is under siege right now. He's got cavalry archers, but no recurve bow and no heavy cavalry archers either. Yeah. I think for Teal to kill cavalry archers makes more sense, because if you're going to go for a melee unit yourself, you don't want to have any cavalry archers against you, especially, right? Whereas a Nice, you can deal with that. So that would be my reasoning, especially since he's making the unit that is supposed to deal with cavalry archers. At the same time, we have the Magyar CA now moving forward. Still no recurve bow. He's probably planning on getting that upgrade, hopefully before the castle goes down. And that's a big noob! So no upgraded cavalry archers for red, and he's going to have to back up here. As blue has... Let's see, does he have silk armor? Yes he does. Yes he does. Good stuff. Gives you 1 extra melee armor and 2 extra pierce armor, which definitely helps you. We got lots of light cap being spammed in, trying to kill these traps, and yellow does get the traps, as we have... Do I hear Obuch? There's Obuch in here. Hilarious. Hilarious. I don't think we're going to need those, but still. Red's still holding on, but red needs to hold the walls. Remember, they want to trade down here as well, but how are they going to trade? Yeah, cavalry archers, it's just not been a success for red this entire game, honestly. This entire game, I didn't really feel like cavalry archers was really giving a benefit to red. And, well, there you have it. There you have it. Red at 61 villages has 60 cavalry archers, but he can't fight this. Or he can't fight the Arbalest at least. Not without the heavy cavalry archer upgrade, and at least get recurve bow, which again, you need a castle for. So you're not going to be able to get that one, that's for sure. Yeah. I don't know, Combi kept their bases safe for most of this game. Most of the fighting happened around double AoE's base, and it still has. I mean, Combi taking the initiative this entire game. As a result, they have the push. You know, they have a pushing position against their opponent, whereas double AoE are just defending. And humans. Now, I mean, if you get some Paladin out right now, that would be sweet. We have the resources for that. No, we don't. No, we don't. And no trade either. That's not going to happen anytime soon. At least if Teal really pushes through, he's easily going to be able to break through. Yep. Wow, that's a lot of light cav actually. It's passing out the server. But yeah, light cav against this many cavalry archers. Fully upgraded as well. 7 pierce armor. My god. Lots of Arbalest as well. Lacking thumb ring doesn't matter. Yeah, they must have had a lot of lag, these players. He switched to another server, maybe. Oh well. Well, I mean, lag or no lag, the human horde is going to go down here because there's simply too many Cavalier here. Simply too many Cavalier. Remember that at this point, Combi also is just quietly setting up trade. And if last game was definitely in the favor for double AoEA, this game, Combi just looked a lot cleaner, right? Looked a lot cleaner. Like they had everything under control for most of this game, right? Do you know what I mean? Like it's not like they were so like disastrously ahead for double AoEA that I'd say, oh yeah, they lose right now. But they had it under control. I never felt like Combi was really being threatened at all in this game. Well, the Magyar Cavalry Archers are certainly doing some work here, even without recurve bow. They are heavy cavalry archers now. They're certainly killing a lot of Arbalest, but is it going to be enough to kill this many Arps? 33 versus 36. Well, they're doing it for now. They're doing it for now. Yellow losing his castle in the north, still sending in those light gas. Look how fast they're being created. Yep, that is the step husband attack for you. Purple tried to raid in the north here as well. I did see that, but all the fighting is happening down here. The position for Combi is just too strong. Well, wait. Red's pushing the Arbalest back. Hold on just a second. I mean, them hold on. I mean, we're just sitting here, obviously. But, let's see. Can they hold? That's the question. Can they hold? If they can hold this corner, that's critical because they still want to go for trade. That's the whole plan. If they can hold this, then maybe. But I mean, Red, he's working with borrowed time. 61 villagers. He's not making any more. He's making some cavalry archers here and there, but he's gonna get outpopped. You think they can't hold? It's not looking like it, is it? I mean, Red is not getting a whole lot of help from his teammates either, who are busy fighting in the north here. You can see, especially Purple is nowhere to be seen right now. Yeah, as Red is forced to go back further and further and further here. Again, without recurve bow. Struggle against this as we have, Winged Tsar coming in as well for the Pulse player. I like that. Winged Tsar will destroy everything. Especially if you get Legitic Legacy, which is an expensive technology. But then your units do trample damage. I mean, light cap do. It's fairly strong, one might say. Yeah, Red. I mean, he's still fighting. He's still fighting. He's refusing to give up here. Like, he's refusing to give up. But the problem is, what do you do when the Hussar Horde comes for you? And Green and Teal know damn well. They know damn well that this is the pressure point that they need to hit. This is the place that they need to destroy. Because if they kill Red, then there's just no one to hold the left flank anymore. There's no way the double AoE can then hold on. Because their base will just get ransacked. I mean, Purple is trying to do what he can to try to go for a counterattack here. And once again, skirmishers are being levied for the defense against the Arbalest from Purple. Purple also helping defend Yellow's base. Yellow, of course, can't stonewall anything because he's humans. You don't get stonewalls. Not that that would really help you at this point. As, yeah, Red is going to get pushed back further and further. You know, there is no more corner to go into. No more corner. The cavalry archers have done their work. They have gotten lots of kills. You know, you can be proud of your men. For sure. But even the Magyar adventures come to an end. Now, Red's gonna die here. He's down to 45 villagers. There's no way. No way. I'm not seeing a push right now going on Combi's base. Combi is fully bombed. 360 villagers. Lots of trade. You know, spamming and everything. Doubt Castle from Teal once again. From Green actually this time. Oh, it's Green this time. Alright then. Combi and their Doubt Castles, man. We might as well call that a Combi castle, huh? Alright, food please. Alimento, por favor. As, yeah, the heavy cavalry archers just sitting there. I mean, there is no way. Double AoE. Double AoE. Oh, you gotta be kidding me, right? Another 2-0. I don't want that. No, they called it GG. Oh, it's a 2-0. Oh boy. I am fearing for the tournament life for a double AoE. Oh, they got so far. They got so far. This can't be the end, right? Can it? Oh man. It's looking pretty close to it, isn't it? As Combi Veneno is just dominating double AoE right now. Oh boy. Yeah, it's hard to tell exactly what went wrong here. I think two things. Combi keeping their base safe, right? They had the walls up really early and they never lost those walls. Like double AoE never punched through them, never really raided Combi's base. All the fighting was always around the middle here. You know, I'm mostly in a double AoE space. Red getting pushed off a fish delayed him a lot, and as a result, Red was far behind here. Trying to go for cavalry archers when your opponent is sending Arbalest army after Arbalest army into your base. Yeah, hopefully they can take one at least. I hope so as well. I definitely hope for that. No, I mean, I am definitely trying to be as unbiased as I can, obviously. But I want one team to win the next game. I want more games, obviously. Darn it. So we are rooting for double AoE. Now, have a quick look at the statistics before we go and jump into that next game. Oh yeah, we should look at the Sims as well. Great KD there for the Tatar player. He got lots of kills. And again, you know, what the blue did on his side is kind of what Red wanted to do on the other side. Unfortunately, Purple was less aggressive than Teal was. And Teal came forward with those Arbalasts, the fast Polish farms, getting into Imp fast, putting pressure on Red, who could not defend himself against that because he was making cavalry archers and he was behind. It's, a big no-no, of course. So well done, well done. And for, of course, poor Cuban player. Look at the production from Yellow. He produced so much, except it was mostly trash units, Step Lancers, which just, unfortunately, still aren't strong enough. Yeah. Yep. Fastest player here was Blue. That I believe with Cavalry Archers. Now, let's have a look at the final home map then for double AoE. This is the map it's going to have to happen on, because if they don't win this one, they are out of this tournament. They are going to be number 2, not number 1. Can only be one champion, but we have one more shot for sure, at least. It is Atoll. Now that is a wacky map. If you've never seen that map, it's a hybrid map. Kind of like Migration, but with shadows, which makes it very much fun, I should say. Now, let me quickly, let's see. We got a loss with Magyars, loss with Cubans, loss with Japanese, win with Huns. No, not Huns. No. They had Tatars, they had Khmer, and they had Poles. There you go. All right. So for Atoll, for double AoE, I'm expecting either Italians or Portuguese, at least one of the two. Malians, probably. And then maybe something like Turks or Aztecs, Sicilians to go for, like, YOLO aggression against your opponent. You can certainly try to do that. Or just Italians and Portuguese win water. Although I would caution against going too heavily on water. It is like Migration. You can win water, but if your opponent makes it to the middle of the map, well, they will take land control, which is where the game is finally decided. As for Combi here, I'm expecting probably Bengalis then. Persians or Berbers. Either one is fine. Depends on whether they want to just fish boom or whether they actually want to go for water. If you go for water, I'd say Berbers because you get the better ships. They're faster. Persians, though, faster working dogs. Just go for some fish. That's fine. And then I'd say Byzantines probably as a water ship with the awesome fire galleys would be really strong. And that is, I mean, we didn't have Kawasan, did we? No. So, yeah, Byzantines. That would be my guess. Alright, now, can double AoE hold on? It's 2-0, even though the scoreboard doesn't say that just yet. Let me update that. There you go. Scoreboard. Boom. Perfect. Alrighty, now, do this. And I'm very excited. Trust me. I mean, if you haven't been here for most of this tournament, which is totally fine, of course, you will know. Yeah, well, you won't know how much I have enjoyed being able to cast 2 maps that we never saw, which is, Atoll and Heartland. Both 2 maps that are rarely picked, and now in the finals we get Atoll. I was this close making the tournament admins, force Atoll in the finals. You have to pick that map one or something like that. But I guess we don't even have to do that anymore because here we are on Atoll. There you go. You guys feel beachy already? Nice and summery? Well, me too. It is summer here still, after all. Not so much for the players who are playing right now. If they are in South America, it's winter there right now. Alright. But man, oh man, it's Atoll. And indeed, like you can see, it is kind of like Migration, but with shallows, which definitely shakes things up a little bit. You cannot get locked on your island so easily with Navy, because you can just walk through the mainland, can't you? But there's one team that are going to have to walk to the mainland and walk all over their opponents because they will have to stay in this set. In the red, we've got Escabi playing as the Italians. That was to be expected. In the yellow, we've got Burgundians for Red Lash. Alright, so not Malians then. It would have been a better hybrid civ, but Burgundians have a sweet economy. That's totally fine. In the purple, we've got Manuel playing as the Portuguese. So they decided to go for both their water civs right off the bat. Good stuff. Okay. That tells you a little bit about what they are probably planning to do here, strategy-wise. For Combi, we got Byzantines for Batichoko. Alright, Byzantines like we expected. In the green, we've got Vinland playing as the Slavs. Okay, Alright, I did not see that one coming. Slavs then, that's fine. And then we have indeed Bengalis for Mr. Osov. Alrighty then. So yeah, Bengalis again, I don't know too much about the civilization. I just know that they're not that in a great position at the moment, and that monk armor is not gonna help them now, is it? Devs were like, Bengalis struggle in the early game. Let's give them it gives them a bonus that they can only use in the castle age. Yeah, that will work. Yeah. I mean, it didn't really work for Slavs, so I don't see how Bengalis will be that better off with monk armor. But in any case, that's not going to apply here anyways, because you know, this game was played before that upgrade. Now, indeed, they do get 2 villagers per TC for every age they go up. So if you do have 5 town centers as you click up to the Imperial Age, you get free 10 villagers, which is a sweet bonus, I guess. I mean, you do get a few more villagers as you age up, like 2 for feudal age, then 2 to castle age. That's nice, but it's not like a very fast working bonus, right? It's not like, say, the Malay bonus, where you already have those 2 villagers working as you are up, you know, to the next age, right? That's the difference. Yeah, you hear the dolphins? Yeah, there's dolphins here as well. See? Dolphins. 350 food. Alright, of course, the Bengali ships do regenerate health, so on water I can see them being okay, right? I'm being okay. Depends on how heavy we're gonna go for water here, as Yellow brings in the boar. Good stuff. Given the civilizations that double AoE have chosen, makes me think they will at least fight a little bit for water here. At least purple and red should try to do that. Now, have a look at the map. So everyone starts with 1 tile of gold, 1 tile of stone, 1 berries, and for the rest pretty much standard resources, and of course some wood on your tiny island, which eventually will run out of resources. It's connected to the mainland by shallows, although sometimes you're actually not connected to the mainland, you're actually connected to your enemy's island. Which actually didn't happen here, but as you can see, look, yellow and purple, they're actually connected to each other, not to the mainland. That sometimes happens between enemies as well, so you get a nice little 1v1, private one that no one can interfere with. Again, that's not going to happen because red and teal, purple and blue, they have shallows connecting them to both the mainland and each other. Alright. Players like to wall this up, right? Especially if you get your gold denied. Well, that's the only gold you have until you move to the mainland, which is where there is all the other golds. As you can see, some deer, wood, food, you know, stone, all the good stuff, and some relics, obviously, that you want to fight over. Now, do you want to go to the middle very early? Maybe not, because that may, you know, if you invest in middle control very early on, that may lessen your military control. As a result, you may just lose that middle once again once your opponent comes. But of course, the other side is true as well. You don't want to wait too long going to the middle, because if you do that, your opponent may be too firmly entrenched already for you to be able to push them off. This has happened a lot in the games that I've seen, the few that I've seen. So we'll see which is going to happen here. Now, I must say, when Category A plays this map, they tend to try to go YOLO. So, really strange, you know, going for lots of weird monks and things like that, rushes, that kind of stuff. Especially since your opponent is kind of isolated, right? It's not like blue can easily get help from green. I mean, he still has to cross water as well, which is dangerous. So, yeah. Now, Slavs, of course, have great farms, so I expect the Slav player will have a great economy behind this, whether he goes for fish or for farms. It doesn't really matter. Burgundians, though, have a similar situation where they can get, have a good economy because they can get the eco-tax in age earlier at a 50% discount, although I should caution that has been nerfed. That's actually going to be like 40% now, I think. So it's less of a discount anymore. There's a slight nerf, but still. Although Yellow forgot that upgrade. Yellow! You're Burgundians! Ah, he forgot. Oh boy, yeah. That happens to me sometimes when I play Burgundians. You know, I look at my wood lumber camp too late and like, wait! Oh, I could have gotten that upgrade already. Yeah, it's not good when Red gets that upgrade before you, huh? Yeah. Yellow sometimes kind of late anyways. Looks like he is probably going to go for a fast castle. Is that what we're doing here? He does have fish, so, I mean, you can easily wall off your map, which is what Yellow did. So, I guess fast castle it is then. Doesn't make sense for Yellow to stay on water too long anyways. You know, mostly the team that goes for water tends to kind of lose early on. Whereas the team that just goes to water later on when they have their economy and the middle secured, that's usually a better strategy. Alrighty, now, what should we talk about? Well, we should talk about, Italians as well. Looks like they're going to go for a galley opening here, as is purple. So like I expected, purple and red going water here with the intent to snipe the fish from their opponent. As you can see, one galley coming out for teal, but by that time the Italian player already has 2 galleys out. This is just Italian things. The dock technologies are cheaper, and of course, going up to the next age is also cheaper. It all works together. It's all good. And as we have a little bit of the sparring of the scouts here, Yellow helping his buddy out, you know, pushing his bully scout away. Get away, you Teal. Go away, you. There you go. Good stuff. You know, just to let them scout less. The Spirit was trying to break through a wall, but he was getting hit from the back as we spoke. So, you get a villager there. Hey, there's something died there that's blue. Is that blue scout then? Well, we can easily check that. Blue did not lose a villager, but he did lose something, didn't he? KD. No, he didn't lose anything either. So, why is that blue then? Huh, weird. I don't know why. Doesn't matter. Galleys now having cleared Teal, have gone straight to green. Alright, hitting green's fishing economy. I like it. I like that a lot. That's gonna produce some headaches for green, obviously, as he was totally relying on this, hoping that would not get sniped. Look how many fishing ships he invested in as well. Now he has to go for fire galleys. I like this a lot. That's good. Lots of micro potential in fuel age with the regenerating ships. Oh, Rock Knuckles, how are you doing? Well, I guess my moderator decided to show up as well. Haha. Don't want to scare you, but we got 100 people watching. I was aware of that. We did get raided by Dave. Yeah, that was awesome. And again, thank you, Dave. Yep. Been pretty peaceful so far. No worries. But isn't that great for Virgo Cup finals? I think that's fantastic. Especially for the guys for Virgo Cup. A lot more people know about the name now. That's good. Yeah, because there will be a Virgo Cup 8, don't you worry. And, I mean, we're always looking for more teams to join. You can join too. It's an open tournament. Anyone can join. I joined too. I got hopelessly knocked out in the group stage, but join I did. You know, with pride. It's funny, I actually joined the admin team. So, a bunch of admins and me, we played together. We called ourselves Admin Win. And no, we didn't admin win our way to the top. Unfortunately, they wouldn't accept that. We tried, but nah. No, they told us we had to win the conventional way, unfortunately. Anyways, Red is still sniping fishing ships. He got most of them. At least he killed about half of the fishing ships for Green. He's still doing it. Won't let up with those fishing ships, and there you go. That was a lot of fish that has gone down. As Purple is still sparring against the Byzantine fire galleys. Now, of course, these fire galleys attack faster, which makes them a lot stronger. A lot stronger, obviously. Yeah, I mean, if people want to follow the channel, they are more than welcome to, of course. More than welcome to. Alrighty, well, Green, yeah, we should be able to clean up these few galleys now. We have Yellow, in the meantime, has made it to Castle Age, obviously, having gone past Castle himself. Behind that aggression from his teammates, his fish is fairly safe. He's even making a few fire galleys now to help out on this side. Look at that, what a kind man there. Not just letting his flanks, you know, sit on his own there. This fire ship is tanking a lot of damage there, and Blue may very well get overwhelmed there. Blue already does not have a lot of fishing ships right now. He's got 4. And that's not gonna last too long, as together Yellow and Purple overwhelming Blue on this side. That's good. Red's still looking for fishing ships, I guess, but he's not gonna find any. Teal's defending himself. Alright. Got a scout over here. That's good. Red keeping his navy at home for now, for the time being. But yeah, the Bengalis have not really been a threat so far. Purple now with enough, or at least enough galleys that he could start almost two-shotting. Yeah, two-shotting these fire galleys now. So with some micro, you should be able to kill this. Fire galleys do... Yeah, they do a lot of damage. They are Byzantine fire galleys after all, you know, because they shoot faster. But, nonetheless, I think you have enough numbers now that we should be able to stay alive here. What's Green doing? Well, Green's still defending himself against Yellow, who has actually sent some navy now to deal with the fishing ships for Green. And Green only now gets the castle age, far behind Yellow as well. Yeah, the build for Yellow was a bit better, and of course the fact he kept his fish alive very much helped him as well. Alrighty. Now, of course, at some point, we're going to have to switch to land aggression here. That you know, migration, that's kind of what it's all about. At some point, you're going to have to do something else than just Navy. As, well, I mean, everyone's still investing in Navy, so I guess they decided no. Alright, well, Teal's army has now showed up over here. Purple should tell Red that, so that Red now knows, oh, I can attack Teal then, because Teal's Navy is here, right? It's not in his base. There you go. Red, you're going to go. He's encapsulates now. He can certainly go forward now. He's going to get his upgrades. Good stuff. Alright. I mean, Teal is chasing his army back a long way, helped by Green as well, who now also has his own fire ships as well to push this army back. And of course, you do not want to fight against fire ships with galleys. They tend to die really hard. Purple finds a few fishing ships, kills those, nicely done. Now, Yellow has a nice mass of fire ships himself in front, so I think Purple will keep his navy alive. And of course, Red is on the way to the other side. And I can't believe, well, this is the first game where everyone kind of goes full navy, right? Most games, someone goes on land. Most games, someone goes YOLO, you know, things like that. Something, right, to go for land control. The only one who did that right now is actually Yellow. And Yellow's getting some stables up as well. Wouldn't surprise me if we would see some Cavalier coming forward. And Red actually Xing this is saying, yo, Green is not walled. Green is not walled whatsoever. You could totally run in there. Alright, it's War Galley now for the Bengali player. Remember, they do regenerate health, or at least they should. We should be able to check that. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Well, look at that. My trusty moderator advertising my stuff. Well, we do have some stuff, yes. That is true. And thank you, Rock Knuckles. Alright, well, Teal and Green still holding on the left side. But again, the fact of the matter remains that Purple has some fishing ships working. Yellow has plenty of fishing ships working for himself right now, so all the while this stalemate continues, their economy is just going to get better and better. Yellow is at 50 villages at the moment. That's more than the Slav player, but the Slav player is booming heavily on land as well. Meantime, the Bengali player defending himself against the Italian player, who is trying to surround the island and, well, make his life a living hell. That's kind of what you're supposed to do in a war game after all. You still have... Oh, that was a big boom. Hold on a second, I want to see that. I want to see that, it's too big. Too big. There you go. Oh, it's actually not as big as I thought. I guess it was just a very impressive explosion. More so than killing ships. Alright. Yeah, it's fire ships on all sides as Purple is getting 3v1'd right now. Well, that doesn't often happen on water. Purple even Xing this is saying, like, there's 3 people here, guys. We need help. I need some help. Alright, as Yellow is sending in the fire ships. Good stuff. But, I mean, Yellow's doing something even more important right now. He's taking control of the middle. I think this is actually way more important than winning water. Because, yes, water is nice, having fish is nice, going up the Imperial Age because of it is nice, but at the end of the day, taking middle control, that is where it's at. That's where the extra resources are at. And if Green and Blue and Teal wait too long to do that, they may not be able to do it anymore. As they're slowly getting surrounded now by Navy. There's way more Navy on the field right now for double AOE. So the water play is not going for Combi Veneno. And they did heavily bank on it going their way. As Red now finds his way to Green. Green does not have any defenses right now. Only some fishing ships, which will soon get destroyed. As, the Burgundian Knights, lacking some upgrades obviously. But they have made it to Greenstown. Green did not even have a barracks up. He can't even counter with his own Knights now. This is looking really good for double AOE. This is, this is what they needed. This is exactly what they needed. And taking fights on water, they are sort of winning those as well. I mean, Byzantine fire galleys fire ships are no joke, obviously, right? Obviously no joke. Purple is just microing away at this. At the end of the day, him and Teal are completely evenly matched, except he has fishing ships. And we got, Red still besieging Green. Green probably finds that very annoying. And indeed, Teal sending now his Navy to deal with that. The Navy that slowly regenerates. Very cool. At the same time that he does that, of course, he's being attacked in the south. So yeah, you can never, it's every time you go somewhere, the Navy is somewhere else. Alright, Teal now going for the middle. Red spotted that though. Oh, Red could see that. Because Yellow has outposts, so now they know. And look at that. Look at that. So now Teal wants to go for middle. Now they want to go for middle. They think, oh, we can just go for the middle. Nope. Yellow made some coups to the A's. There you go. And they will take short work of those villagers. Yep. Is that town center even going to go up? It better does. Oh, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because Combi, seeing that Yellow already has control of the middle with castles, they say, okay, screw this. We don't like this map anyways. There's a reason why we always ban this map and make sure that Red Prince never gets to cast it. And there you go. It is 2-1. Awesome. Now that is what we wanted here. That's what we needed. Good stuff. That means that we will get at least another game. Wow, what a treat for us, huh? Jeez. Yeah, I mean, again, like, it's not like Combi played it bad. They just lost water, really. Like, I mean, the early attack from double AoE was good. The setting back green. Yellow also, you know, deciding to help out with fire ships instead of just going for a straight boom on land helped as well. But again, Yellow taking control of land was instrumental. Now, Castle already makes expansion really difficult for his opponents. And of course, the fact that he found this out, right? This is how you do it. This is what I mean about being too late to the middle. It's not like it wasn't possible at this stage, but it would have been a complete overhaul of your economy, right? To switch onto land. Just as you were losing water as well. So now you don't have water and you don't have the middle. It's a double whammy indeed. Yeah. And Combi decided, you know what? Screw this map. It's fine. We're just going to go to our own home map. We got 2 of them after all. Plenty of pick there. We're going to clobber them on that map and become champions. That's what they're going to do now. No, at least... if, well, unless AoE 2 has something to say about that, or double AoE A, I mean. KD for a purple especially, got a good KD there with the micro on his ships. Yeah, I mean, he definitely got some help from Yellow there. He needed that help. But again, the teamwork was good for double AoE A. They had prepared this map. That was clearly visible to me. And as a result, they got that win, which is good. Of course, yeah, better economies to boot. Look at that, food is a little bit higher overall as well. Although this game was not long enough to really show the difference. Although, Slav farms, man. Yeah, Slav farms. Fish is nice, but look at those Slavic farms. Oh, 10% flat rate. Now that's what we're talking about. Fastest player here was purple. Alright, I totally believe that. 73 PM with his micro, keeping those ships alive for a long time. That was very important on their side. Well, GG! 2-1! Now that is what we wanted. That is exactly what we wanted. And now I get to update the other score. Ooh. Wow. Perfect. Now, let's have a look at the home maps then for Combi. Because, of course, we're going to go into Combi home maps exclusively now. A winner not all. So, we have Islandia and Desert Slope. My guess is Desert Slope. And the reason for that is that Islandia is a nomad map. That is really like, you never know what's going to happen. You may have a terrible start, right? For all you know. So, I think it's best to just, I think Desert Slope is probably a more meta map, at least, you know, like especially for these level players. Makes sense for Combi to go for something like that. Unless they just really want to close out the series and say, you know what, we can do it on a nomad map. Bring it. And they go for Islandia. But I think it's going to be Desert Slope. That's my guess at least. But guess we'll find out. Alright, win with Italians, Portuguese, and Burgundians. Good stuff. Lost with Byzantines, with Slavs, and Bengalis. Alright, now, if it is Desert Slope, then it will probably be Celts. Celts, then Berbers, probably. That would be my guess. And then maybe... yeah, I would just stick with Koreans, honestly. Koreans, Celts, Berbers, that would be fine. You have one dedicated archer ship, you have a siege ship, and you have a ship that can spam cavalry. Now, Lithuanians will be fine too, by the way. Lithuanians can have a great uptime also. So that's not too bad, actually. But I would say Persians for Islandia if it comes to that, because they're just the greatest boom ship, you know, on that map. With all that food that you got there. Oh, yes. For double AoE, it's going to be probably Aztecs. That's my guess. On a map like Desert Slope, at least. Teutons, probably. I like Teutons there. Better than on Islandia, actually. So, yeah, Teutons for sure. And then... yeah, either Incas or Turks. But you tell me which is better. I mean, depends on what kind of units you can get out. If you can get Janissaries out with Turks, obviously Turks are better. But overall, I think Incas are the more stable civ. But you may want to keep one of these civilizations for Islandia. Although, maybe Turks and Islandia is much better. The likelihood of getting to Janissaries is a lot higher on a nomad map rather than on Desert Slope. So I guess, yeah, either Sicilians or Incas then. Sicilians as a flank is fine too. And then saving Malians and Turks for Islandia. That's my guess, but of course it may very well be Islandia. Let's first see what the first home map for Combi is going to be. Let's have a look. It is... oh, it's Islandia! Ah, it's not Desert Slope at all. There you go. See, like I said, it could totally be Islandia. So, with that said, you guys ready? Let's go. Ooh, exciting. Here's your nomad map for everyone who likes nomads, like me. There you go. You'll enjoy this. Welcome to Islandia! There you go. It's this map. Players starting without a TC, obviously, as they first have to find a place to settle with their people. And of course, where you're gonna put that TC is gonna matter a lot. Because you don't want to be too close to your opponents, obviously. Which is, oh boy, they're gonna bolt right next to each other, aren't they? Oh, wow. Wow, wow, wow. That is like... At the same time, such an aggressive like lineup of these town centers, but also so even. Wow, that rarely happens, by the way. Like usually there's like one person between two other people and they're getting doubled here. This is like about as even as it gets. You have one player up against the other player like that. That's just perfect. Wow, perfectly balanced as all things should be, huh? Alright, now let's introduce our players. In the teal we have, that's green. In the green we have Vinland playing as the Huns. Alright, Huns. Alright, did I say Huns for Desert Slope? I don't think I did. So I guess by extension Huns for Islandia then. Huns with cavalry archers could be pretty strong, or just knights in general, that's totally fine. In teal we got Berbers for Mr. Oso. Alright, so not Persians. That's a surprise to me. I would have preferred Persians here, honestly. Like, Berbers are a nice spam sieve, but a map like this, you can really boom, so... Maybe not with the positions that they have, though. In the blue, we've got Batichoko playing as the Koreans. Alright, so also not Koreans on Desert Slope. Now, of course, Koreans are pretty good on Islandia. I think you all know what's coming, huh? I mean, Nomad map, unique unit city, as I like to call it. Yeah, it probably will be war wagons. Most likely. On the other side, though, for in the purple, we have Manuel with the Sicilians, alright? Sicilians, they're not on Desert Slope, instead for Islandia. That's totally fine. In the red, we do have a Scabi with Malians, so we were right about that one. And in the yellow, we've got Turks for Redlash. That's right. Good stuff. Now, I do like Turks a lot. Actually, I actually really like Turks. I know they have weaknesses, but... Janissaries are really strong. Like, I love Janissaries. They're awesome. I love how no one knows how to counter those at my level in Arena. Like, if you're gonna force me to play an Arena game, and I'm not a fan of Arena myself, but for some reason when I queue up for a ranked game, and I have time for one, I only get Arena. So, yeah. But then I go Janissaries, just for fun. Lots of YOLO plays. I expect to see Janissaries here as well. Yellow, of course, knows that the stone is here. Yep, so he already has the stone secure right behind these town centers. And, yeah, it's only going to be a matter of time before players will start to find out where their opponents are. They are scouting around, of course, with their sheep. You do not eat sheep on Islandia. You don't need to. There's plenty of food. As you can see, there's these little ponds all the way across the map. There's plenty of them as well. In fact... There's lots of food. You want to see? There's 220,000 food on this map. Do you ever have to go to water, therefore? Not really. Now, you can certainly make the choice to go for a dock. The thing is, there's not that much deep fish. My suggestion for the maker of this map would be to increase the amount of deep fish so that players that go to water aren't punished as much as they are now. Because look at this. You get this food, and after that, your closest fish is this one and that one. And this one. It's barely worth it, right? It's so far away. And even if you count up all the fish, just to compare, just to really drive home that point, how worthless water is on this map. Only 12,000 food. Wow, it's getting worse and worse. At the start of the tournament, it was at least like 15,000. Now it's even less. Ugh. Alright. Oh, Teal. You will be able to see this soon. You actually can see the TC already. Yeah, so what happened here, Yellow garrisoned his villagers, the TC shot at the house, and now Teal knows exactly where Yellow is. That's lucky for Teal. You know, that starting house, giving that away, that's very fortunate. On a map like Islandia, knowing exactly where your opponent is winning half the battle. It means you can strategize. It means you can think about, do I want to go aggressive? Do I care? Do I want to castle drop in? All things that you want to think about and know. I think Yellow, I think by now he's probably figured out that there's something up here. You know, he lost his sheep down there, so he knows there's something going on down there. If they probably don't know it's two players, not yet, but they will find out soon. Let's see, what does Teal know? Well, I mean, Teal knows where Yellow is, of course. He's looking for it now. Green doesn't see too much yet either. What about Blue? Blue see. Oh. Blue. Oh, Blue knows where Purple is. Ah. Well, he knows where one of Purple's houses is, but the fact that he lost his sheep there as well means that there's a villager around that house at the moment that it got lost. which means that there's likely, you know, that's likely where, you know, he's going to be, where his opponent is going to be. Now, we should probably talk about strategy here, because most players here will go fast castle. That is the meta on Islandia. There's simply too much food. There's not really a reason to go for feudal age unless you're really close by your opponent, or if you have a specific bonus that helps you in feudal age. Say, humans, going for a 2-town center boom. That could certainly be worth it. Or if you really want to go for towers. But again, because there's so much food on this map, I think in most cases, most players just go fast castle. That means we get, well, actually the... Italian player may go for scouts here. Looks like he already built a barracks. He's all on the way to feudal age here. Or maybe he's not going to be able to do it. Let's see. Has a good food count though, so maybe his uptime is just really good. Yeah, fast castle for everyone. Again, only because of that fish. On any other nomad map, you wouldn't be able to do that so consistently. But on this map, not so much. Oh. Oh, Rock Knuckles! Thank you for gifting subs, man. Appreciate it. And now we got the sub call. Hooray! That was a fun sound. Never heard that before. Man, I really appreciate that. Thank you, my man. And I guess everyone enjoy your subs and enjoy your emotes. Yes, we have some fun ones, I think. You know, I made them myself. I'm kind of proud of them, but, you know, they're cute. They're fine. Aha! Alrighty. Well, we still have to talk about the rest of the players. Now, of course, the Turk player, what do you think he's going to do? Obviously, drop a castle and just go for Janissaries. That much is clear. The Malian player, I'm expecting cavalry, not Gebetto. If you already have, I mean, you already have Janissaries, then you don't need Gebetto here, I think. I celebrate the raid and pushing the channel even further. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it a lot. Thank you so much. And yeah, and indeed, we should celebrate the raid because it's been awesome. Yeah, I'm really happy about that, actually. We have, oh boy, here comes green with a tower. Now, the tower will go up, obviously. Yellow can't stop that. For one, he doesn't know it's there. That really doesn't help, does it? But luckily, Turks already have this, the gold in to go to Castle Age. So even if he gets pushed off right now, he doesn't need it. And I think Yellow kind of forgetting there that he is Turks. You mine gold faster with Turks. You don't actually need 3 villages. 2 is fine. Yeah, 2 is fine. And you don't need more than that. So yeah, Yellow, he looks at his gold count right now. He's like, huh. I don't care about this. I don't care about this at all. Well, I'm just gonna keep him out. No, I just wall him out. It's fine. Oh, there you go. Forcing green to back up to his tower now. While I get this wall up, yeah, green is gonna have to go back to the tower. And then I'll just walk away again. Ah, look at the little dance. There you go. And yellow will just click up. We'll have a castle. He's even dropping a tower now. I don't think that's necessary. It looks like green is already gonna give up, so you don't actually have to drop a tower now. Much better, save that stone, drop a castle right here. You can just shoot this tower right down. At the same time, we have, the Sicilian player did in fact make scouts, and he's gonna make a lot of them too. Alrighty then. There's 8 scouts in the pipeline. That's a lot of scouts, actually. So, yeah. So we are going to see some feudal age play then for purple, but overall scouts on a map like Islandia or any other nomad map is very risky because most of your opponent's economy is going to be close to the TC where it's going to be difficult to range as, ooh, interesting. Both teal and blue on stone, you know, Berbers and Koreans, they both want to get a castle up, but they're both kind of cannibalizing each other's stone, and look how inefficient that is. That means they won't have the stone for a castle in the castle age here in a sec, as... improved pathing. There you go. This right here. It's improved pathing. Now, it's perfect, isn't it? I don't know what that is. That just started showing up a few months ago, and it hasn't gone away. I don't know what that is, but I don't know how to do it, man. They keep breaking this game every patch. It's like, you know, you'd say, oh, that's a joke. No, it's not. They really do manage to break this game every patch. It's a skill, it really is. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's really difficult to keep this game up to snuff, obviously, right? Since yeah, it's such an old game, it's legacy code, obviously. I wouldn't know the half of it either, but they still manage to break it every time. It's a skill. Alright, well, here comes Blue. Blue wants to drop a forward castle, I'm sure. At least that's the plan. I see he's kind of walling this in. Here comes the castle, though. And, well, that's not actually as far forward as I thought it would be. It's not like purple can deny that. Green making enough scouts now to support this forward here. Yeah, see, this is why it's always good for one player to maybe make a bit of feudal age military. Now, of course, purple is on the way to castle age. Not so much for green. And that makes me think that green probably didn't plan on having to make military here. So he didn't plan on having to fight here. As a result, his economy wasn't geared towards feudal age play. Purple, of course, he definitely planned on doing this. And he's even getting a win here. Oh, blue trying to get that castle up, but the scouts are still here. There's some camels here as well for red, who did manage to get to the castle age in time here. And red deciding to go for some camels first, cleaning up green's men. This is going to be a doubt castle, is it? 84%. Oh, blue! It's a doubt castle. No! Oh, doubt! Oh boy. Yeah. Again, not Doug's fault. Blue's fault. He didn't plan on that, did he? No. Purple and red just reacting in time. Enough spearmen were there just to get that castle down. That's great. Fantastic. Yeah. No more war wagons for you now. Of course, the purple player will be able to get some camel archers out, which, although, honestly, I don't really know if you want to go for camel archers here. Like, camel archers are a great raiding unit, don't get me wrong. But, I mean, their main target is cavalry archers, which we're not going to get here. Like, I mean, the Turk player could totally go for cavalry archers, but again, what do you think the Turk player is doing? He's dropping his own castle right now. Don't tell me that's a doubt castle, too. No. Yellow. Ah. Okay, here comes red now to try to take down his tower as, it's very tricky here. It's very tricky indeed. If the tower gets repaired, then green can garrison it again. Yellow is holding the front with the villagers as the castle is at 65%. That better go up. You need that castle bad. You need a castle real bad. Yellow's still trying. He's trying his best, sending in more villagers now. Green tries to get there with the spearman, but this little tile palisade wall is creating enough of a choke point that Yellow will get this castle up. Yeah, I don't think he's going to be able to deny that. Yeah, another tower now for green. It's a little too late, and that castle is up. Calculated. Very good. Alright, the Janissary spam can begin. Tower will get shot down. Obviously, a few villagers getting killed as well. Ouch, both of them biting the dust at the same time. Good stuff. At the same time, the castle of blue is not up yet, and blue doesn't seem to be very interested in trying to get it up, as blue also had a doubt TC. If you thought things couldn't get worse for blue. Tried to drop a TC, gets destroyed by scouts again. Ouch. At the same time, we have a knight raiding on the fish over here. It's good for green, by the way, to try to expand this way. I like that. Because the way that the TCs are positioned, if yellow pushes east, he can cut Combi off from the mainland, right? He can cut, or at least from the rest of the island, which would be really strong. Talk about strong. Look at these bad boys here with their guns. Janissaries, yep. Yellow is going to make sure that this castle will never be completed. He's going to wall it in while defending it with Janissaries, which have 8 range. Yeah, 8 range, 17 pierce attack. It's a really strong unit. Hard to kill early on. You can kill town centers with these. You can snipe archers before they can even get close to you. It's awesome. It really is. Alright, as green is still in feudal age, yeah, that's the problem. Green, unfortunately, has a castle on his face, and Janissaries can easily kill green here. I think yellow, as soon as he's done walling this in, which, there you go, good job, walls that in. As soon as he's done walling this in, I think he should immediately go for green, right now. Right now, when blue and teal are still busy getting their own economies in order, you know, getting their units out that they want as well, making sure that green can never get to castle age. That's what you should be doing here. Yeah, there you go. There come the Janissaries. Good stuff. Castle is fully walled in. A tower to protect it, just to make sure that it's never going to go down. As the Janissaries are just waltzing right into Green's town, and Green, unplanned to go to Castle Age, or at least to go Feudal Age, I mean, didn't manage to go to Castle Age yet. He's clicked up now, but, I mean, like, what do you do against this? What a guy. Dodge, though. Yeah, jeez. Man, oh man. Now, there's knights here, there is some camel archers to defend. Of course, blue wants to go for war wagons, and since he didn't get his castle up, since, you know, that's right there, yeah, there's no war wagons for him. Now, you could, of course, go for crossbows, but blue is too stubborn for that. He's just going to wait until he has a stone again for a castle, or, well, they're still going to play here. Like, they're getting destroyed right now. Green is completely dying here. Green, that is 27 villagers. He's got knights in his economy. There's just Janissaries everywhere, which are raiding everything. I'm telling you, Janissaries, OP. They really are OP. I'm telling you, it's a great unit. It really is. Hard to counter early on. You think Conquistadors are hard to counter. You try countering something that outranges your TC. Yeah. Or your Camel Arch. Look at that. They have only, what, 6 range. That's not enough. And the GG's called. No. Holy crap. It is 2-2. Wow. Double AoE just completely outplaying Combi on Combi's home map. Just like happened at Dry River earlier, now it is Combi's time to be behind 2 games. Well, actually, be down 2 games. And as a result, it is 2-2. It couldn't be better, could it? This is perfect. I know, I mean, I'm sorry for Combi, obviously, for, you know, for losing those 2 games, but it's 2-2. That's much better. I like this. It's a tie. I couldn't have dreamed of that. After double AoE was behind by 2 games, I was like, oh god, we're just gonna go, you know, for 3-0 and that will be it. But no, indeed, we have a decider. Oh, I'm excited now. And again, Turks OP. Turks OP. I'm telling you, Turks are good. If you can actually get that castle up, you know. So this is very strong. The longer the game goes, though, not so much, but I like them a lot. They're not as mobile as Conquistadors, obviously, but they didn't need to be mobile here. Your enemy was right there in front of you. Right, look at that. Look at that kitty. 32 kills, 11 losses. Yeah, barely any losses. And I think most of those were villagers trying to build that castle. It was an important castle, wasn't it? Yeah, perfect. I'd like to see APM here. Who was the most freaked out here during that doubt castle? 2 of them, too. Yeah, as you can see, there's a few spikes there. We know what that's for. 57 for purple, though. Yeah, purple and red denying that castle was big. And then yellow getting his castle up, big, too. That's perfect. I am very happy right now. I am super happy because now we have a decider game between these 2 awesome teams on Desert Slope. What a map. Oh boy. I mean, there's no reason to go back to the draft. We know what civilizations are gonna be there, and if you don't know, you're about to see, because I'm just gonna go right for the 5th game. I can't wait any longer. Let's go. The deciding game of Virgo Cup VII Category A Finals. Here it is. Oh yeah. Now, I didn't think we were gonna be here. 2-2, you know, with both teams having an equal shot to win this tournament now. I mean, Combi looked really strong and dominant in the first 2 games, but double AoE in a few short clashes managed to claw their way right back up there. And indeed, here we are. Now, this is the home map for Combi, obviously, right? So I would give them a natural advantage, given that this is the map they decided to play on. You know, they're more likely to be more proficient on this map, to know what to do, to have a strategy prepared. However, I mean, this is Desert Slope. It's a pretty well-known map, so it's not like double AoE don't know what this map is about. I doubt it. So I expect both teams to give it 100%, 120%. You know, like you have a handicap applied to you. 150%. Well, that would be too OP. No one can beat 150%. Well, at least we know that T90 couldn't do it. Or did he beat 150%? I don't remember. That series. That was fun, though. In any case, I'm bantering. We should introduce our players. We'll start with Combi, because this is their home map. In the blue, we've got Buddy Choco playing as the Lithuanians as the flank. Ooh boy. Well, I mean, this is a common sight, honestly, but I'm still not really convinced by it, personally. In the green, we've got Finland playing as the Persians. Now, that I do like. That's a great civilization. Good stuff. In the teal, we've got Mr. Olsov playing as the Celts. Now, that is a civilization that does pretty well on this map. We'll talk about why in a second. In the red, we've got Scabi playing as the Incas. Alrighty. In the yellow, we've got Red Lash playing as the Teutons. The Teutons on Desert Slope. And then in the purple, we've got Manuel playing as the Aztecs. Yeah. What civilization do we like better here? Well, I mean, we do have a dedicated archer civ here for purple, whereas that's not the case for the Lithuanian players. I mean, you're kind of stuck with cavalry there at some point, because Lithuanians, they don't... Do they get arbalest? I don't think they do. Or if they do, they lack something on them. Either way, I don't think they get arbalest. So, yeah, Lithuanians late game, it's going to have to be cavalry, which, I mean, I think the Aztecs will be able to deal with that one. Yeah, now of course Lithuanians do get that extra food at the start, so their start should be a lot more smooth than it is for other civilizations, and as a result you can definitely get some cool uptimes, go for some weird shenanigans. I'm talking 3-minute rushing or 3-minute rushing, although I don't think you would want to do that on this map. It's, yeah, lots of stuff going on as is anyways. Like, luring in your hunt from the middle of the map. As you can see, there's plenty of food to go for in the middle of the map. Lots of elephants, lots of hunt, lots of berries, if that's your thing. Right? Oh, they don't get Arbalest? Yeah, that's what I thought. There you go. So, late game, no Arbalest for Lithuanians, obviously. Now we know that for sure. Now, you can do one of two things here. You can either just lame or just lure in your elephants all the way to your TC, which of course is risky, especially if you don't have loom, which blue decided to get, that's good. Or you just drop a mill in the middle, which of course is risky in its own way, you know, because your villages are exposed, but they're less likely to die to elephants, and it's more efficient bringing in food. Alright, so there's a case to be made for either. You know, that's totally fine. I think if you're going to try to lure elephants from the middle, I think you need loom, honestly. I've seen it, or if you're going to do it, you need to block with your scout. Either one. Either one, it's fine. But if you don't feel comfortable with that, just get loom, that's fine too. Most players did that here. So, yeah, that's totally fine. Better than losing a villager and having to be embarrassed for that one. Which, by the way, even if we didn't see it, we will see it. Trust me. I can find out that you lost a villager, don't you worry. If you lose a villager here, and I see no villager kill for your opponents, well, that can only mean one thing. You either deleted it, or which might not even show up here, or it was a wild animal that got the kill. Now, Desert Slope is an interesting map in a lot of ways. You know, there's a lot of things you can go for. There's definitely the middle to fight over, but eventually, fights will also go to the outer rim, as you can see. You know, Team Combi is forced to conquer the mid-terrain. How so? Let's see, we got Persian, Lithuanians, Celts. I mean, they can, right? They can. They don't necessarily have to. Right? I mean, if anything, the Celt player is probably going to try to cut through as fast as he can. I'm fairly certain that this is a focused job. Look, he actually made this villager chop this tree in particular, just to get through as fast as possible. That's what Celts can do. And my guess is that Teal's going to send a villager around, like pro players would do on this map, to wall in their opponent's wood line. And after you do that, you bet some towers out of some mangonels and make wood chopping impossible for them. They'll get mobility in your units. Oh, I see. I see. Yeah, I mean, it is indeed easier to defend on the outer rim because it's more of a choke point, right? So taking fights there is a lot more difficult. Although, look, Red is also focus chopping. That village would never be taking this tree if not for Red microing her to do that. So this is good, right? Like, a lot of players will just let the villagers kind of do their own thing. If you micro it, though, you get through there a lot faster. And you see Teal's definitely trying to go for that. And 2 trees, and he's through. I see here for purple, he's not really focus chopping right now. He's just kind of letting his villagers do their thing. Same with yellow, right? They're just kind of chopping. It's fine. They're not in any rush. But red, he really wants to get through. And there's a good reason for that. Red's up against Celts. He is expecting this kind of stuff. For the Celt player to come over here and stonewall in his wood line, get towers up as well. You know, things like that is really dangerous on a map like that. Especially on this map, because if you noticed, the only safe wood that you have right now is the wood in the circle around your town center. That can all be ranged by towers, and if it all gets denied, then where do you take wood? Over here, can still be denied. In your allies base, can still be denied. Safer wood would be out there, but you first have to cut through and secure a foothold there, of course. As Red loses his scout to the scout from Teal. Good stuff. Now, I like Teutons on this map. I do. Teutons is a civilization that is not very mobile, but if it can force a fight with that extra melee armor on their knights, they can certainly be very strong indeed. Yeah, when Teuton players pick fights, you know it's going to be pretty good for the Teuton player. And this map is not that open. I mean, there's certainly some terrain to maneuver here, but yeah, I mean, it's a more limited space, right? I mean, because of that wood line. And especially once you go to the other side, it's even more cramped out there, which makes it even easier for the Teuton player to force fights. And again, that's what you want to be doing with your Teuton Knights. Force beneficial fights to you, where you can really let your melee armor shine. Alright, now Desert Slope is also ironically a very closed-off map. As a result, a lot of players opt to go for Castle Age play instead of Fuel Age play. As you can see, blue and green, both of them, looking to click up the Castle Age first here. So it's just going to be fast castle play for them. Again, because you get that wall up very easily, you can keep that safe. It's fairly difficult for your opponents to break in here, and even if they do, to deny a lot of resources. It is an acceptable risk, I'd say, to go for Castle Age first here. Although, of course, a lot of players would still make Feudal Age units. As you can see, Yellow did actually make some scouts, and he's looking for something to kill here. As there is definitely stuff to kill on Green's hunt here. Green, of course, realizing that, has made some spearmen, not just going up for a naked fast castle. That would have been too risky indeed. He will be able to defend himself against early scouts. Of course, if someone makes archers, which red is actually doing, he could definitely help yellow against green. As a spearman is poking away at a house. Alright then. Now, who's going to click up first here? That's the question. Looks like purple, if he gets his buildings up, will be able to click up soon. He's going to get his buildings up. But blue has the buildings. He doesn't have the food though. So a little bit off with the food there for blue. He needed a little bit more hunt from the middle. Yeah, this is what giving up the hunt does to you. You know, it does set back your food production early on. As yellow is anxiously, Xing this. He's saying like, I can't kill these villagers. I want to kill these villagers, but there's some spearmen here. I need your help, red. Red is on the way. That's what they need. And, green is too smart, though. Green is smart enough. He sees those scouts hanging out. He's like, hold on just a second. That's never going to end well for me. Let's just take the villagers right back home to the fort up the hill before they get killed. Yeah, unfortunately, yellow and red, they're not going to be able to get those free kills on green's food. So that's good game realization from green to realize that, maybe I should probably get out of here. Probably a good idea. Alrighty, well, we have purple is the first to click up here to the castle, so his build order was the best, at the very least. I think that's fair to say, especially as green, green needs some food still. Ooh, guess what? That food's down there, and these spearmen are not going to help you stay on that food. Also, producing that many spearmen probably is what caused that food setback in the first place. And now, nevertheless, an army is knocking on your gates. Teal though, what's Teal doing? Ooh, Teal's coming out there. He's chopped through. He's gonna try to find red. As red is trying to chop through. Oh, red, 90 wood. What about this tree? You cut on this side as well. 22 wood. Okay, red, you gotta hurry, man. You gotta hurry. Someone's coming. They're coming. They're getting here really close there with archers as well. They will be locking you in your wood line forever. So you better hurry here, man. Now, unfortunately, not a lot of stone on this map, as in none, unless you go to the outer rim, which means that the Inca player can't just quickly drop a tower here to stop someone from denying his wood line. Teal is here, 6 wood. He's going to be able to cut through, but is he going to be able to stay out here? Red has an army there. Oh, this is a critical moment. Can Teal still trap red? Red is paying attention now, cuts through. Villagers are through as well. Here come the archers for Teal. Let's see. It's archer v archer, but red has more archers as well. Teal also shooting the villagers first, loses an archer, and red in a nick of time. Whoa, that was really close. That was super close. And now red can wall this up like he wants to. Make sure that Teal can't go for any Celtic shenanigans there. Like this. Yeah, kind of like this. We hadn't actually looked at blue, and unfortunately blue is a really difficult color to spot on the minimap and capture, as you can see. It's kind of the same color, isn't it? Yeah, this is kind of what you didn't want to happen. And now blue is kind of doing to purple what Teal wanted to do to red. So, yeah, good stuff. Alright, well, red in the meantime is pushing Teal right back home. So Teal is not going to be able to deny the wood line for red, which is good for red as he still needs to go up the feud lanes. And he definitely needs some farms for that. And they still cost wood after all. So yeah, getting kicked off of wood is not a good idea, is it? We have a mangonel, some monks now. Ah, good. Yeah, I mean, you are trying to siege rush an Aztec player. I mean, you should definitely think about that before you do it. As, yeah. I mean, purple can't break through this stone wall just yet. He shouldn't try that either. It's better to just cut these 2 trees and be done with it. But he can at least try to stop his opponent from doing anything here. So we have a tower now from blue. As purple will know about that tower now because of that archer that he had converted. Crossbow now. I mean, I think he will get that tower up though, but still. On the other side, ooh, Teal now bringing in the reinforcements, pushing Red right back to his base. As Red, I think Red is just going to try to trade and buy time here. I think Red's just going to wall this up and be happy with that. And just push across the middle, which probably makes a lot more sense for him. Yellow also saying like, yo, we got a tower over here, so, just saying. So we have a Mangonel now from Blue. Something that Purple instantly sees, has redemption as well, does not get... Oh, beautiful here. The Scouts denying the tower, and now the Mangonel can push his army right back. Yeah, that forward from Blue, unfortunately backfired. Unfortunately, Aztecs get really good monks. Yeah, so that's really difficult to deal with. Purple will break out here, with the help from some friends as well, as Yellow actually broke through himself. Dropping a town center now to make sure he can never get denied, as these knights should probably kill these crossbows. Crossbows sneaking through, Yellow. Alright, well he has a town center now, so it's okay. Alright, Green now, it's going to go for 2 more town centers with Persians. He's just going to try to boom a little bit. Has been kicked off of food in the middle though, so he's going to have to just build farms like everyone else. Yeah, the attack on from Blue on Purple has unfortunately completely backfired, and now the Aztec players got 3 Mangonels. Yeah, one of them is yours. Tower has also not gone up, so that's a waste of stone, obviously, as the archers have to go back home. And now Blue, he walled this up already so that the counterattack can't really hit him so much, and he's going to go for a TC himself. In the meantime, the archers for Red have gone all the way around, you know. He took a trade against Teal's archers. He's actually still trading in the back of Teal's base against crossbows too, which, yeah. Again, distracting Teal's army so that he can break into the front, which is his real target after all. Yeah, he doesn't really care about this. That army was dead anyways, right? That army was definitely dead. Alright, well, it's 50 military for double AOE at the moment. Only 22 for Combi Veneno. And then we have 134 villages for a double AOE and 132 for Combi. So it's really, really close. Villagers-wise, not military-wise, obviously. Alrighty. Red's of course going to try his best to break through, but like Teal, he definitely did a great job walling behind his walls here to make that really difficult. You're just going to have to bring in some siege here or some knights if you want to break through. Say, like on this side, where the Aztec player is now going to go for a siege monk rush. I'm not sure if that was the plan all along for Purple. Something tells me he probably intended to do this all the way, but... yeah, I mean, Blue kind of encouraged him to do that by sending siege his way and giving him more army to work with. As Purple trying to take down these walls here. There's a hole right there, and Blue is trying his best as Purple almost kills his own battering ram. Will break through with those monks, and those monks already have 65 HP, so you know how many upgrades Purple already has. Yeah, you got a Toteman as well. Now it's, yeah, lots of HP on these Aztec monks. This is what Aztecs do. And MBL would be proud. This is exactly what MBL would do on this map, by the way. Go fast castle, go for a monk rush with Aztecs, with monks, with siege, and MBL will be super happy with this. Someone who's not happy here is Blue, as Blue is Lithuanians who have, yeah, you know, monasteries that work faster. That's neat, but he's about to get kicked out of his own base. Hey. As at the same time, the Persian player who has not been making any knights has just been booming to 72 villagers. That's also nice, but now he's under attack himself. Now he's got plenty of town centers to protect himself, so I think he should be okay. Problem is, right, because he is not making military, no one is coming to help Blue. No one's there to help Blue. Now, Manuel did this before, and he's gonna do it again. A siege monk rush on Desert Slope. And unfortunately, without help from Green, who is yet to make knights, yeah, there you go, he's just made his first knight, which, again, is that really going to help you against a monk rush? Don't know about that one. As Blue has stonewalled himself out, or at least stonewalled his enemy out, who's still trying to break through, and Blue's economy is absolute potato right now, wow. Yeah, I think picking Lithuanians on this map kind of backfired, didn't it? Again, this is why I'm still not convinced by Lithuanian flank. Even if it goes well, it really doesn't go well. I mean, Green seems so flustered. It's like Combi can't believe the fact that they actually have to go to a decider game. You know, a decider game in which they are losing right now. Losing! It's 83 military right now versus 30. Blue is dead. Well, I mean, he's going to try to reboom somewhere else. At least he's on this side of the wood line. That's good. But, yeah, the Persian player, he's going to come under siege himself. And any knight he makes will just get converted. At the same time, Teal is trying to break through the walls over here, but Red is just slowing that down, holding that on. Indeed, this is what Celts want to be doing, right? Go for a nice siege push across the edge where you can't get sniped by enemy knights. In the meantime, Red is just holding Teal back in his own base, making sure that Teal also can't help on the left. As, yeah, well, I mean, Teal found a way here to send in the skirmishers forward to kill these crossbows, which had been potatoing a lot of Green's economy. As Green's just going to take some stables. Oh, boy. Axolotl warriors. I want to see them. I want to see them. Let's go. Aztec stables. Are we going to donate some stables here? I'm not sure if Green is paying attention. Either way, though, yep. One stable is now for the Aztec player. Good stuff. Well, the knight does get a kill on the mangonels. And gets converted. Alright, are we going to make Axolotl warriors? That is the question. Are we going to be making the completely useless knight that, without upgrades, that the Aztecs get to make? Useless, but absolutely stunning. So, man, I hope so. Purple, in the meantime, is going to colonize over here. As Purple tried to wall in this villager, that didn't work, but they'll just kill him with the vills. That's fine. Blue has already abandoned most of his base here. He's just going to go for stone now. And again, I just can't believe that we're in this position. I just can't believe it. As, yes, he's doing it. He's doing it. He's making Axolotl warriors. Let's go. All right, you can't upgrade these. It didn't matter, though, because Combi calls it quits. Wow. The GG is called. What a comeback for double AOE. Felicidades indeed. I love the sportsmanship. Really appreciate that, by the way. But my god, double AOE coming back from the dead, from a 0-2 behind, cleaning out, reverse sweeping Team Combi, who has been, well, bulldozing their way through the group stage so far. That is quite an achievement there. And double AOE becomes the Category A champion of Virgo Cup VII. Wow. Fantastic. Yeah, it smelt like a GG. That backfired big time. I mean, you saw what Combi wanted to do. They wanted to leave the middle alone and play for the edge, right? And deny their opponents from getting to the edge. They only had two problems. One, Red was smart enough to recognize that he had to chop his way through the wood line. So he was able to break out before Teal got there and could defend himself, get the walls up, and even now Teal, yeah, there's a castle there, so he can't push anymore, right? That's one. And of course, he's also being attacked himself now. Two, Blue actually successfully stopped Purple from chopping through, except Blue forgot one thing. You're up against Aztecs. If you make siege units against those, he will just convert those from you, and that's exactly what Purple did. He managed to just break through with a little help of Yellow, of course, to deny a tower, and after that, Purple just waltzed right into Blue's town, and Blue had no answer to that, because Blue, as Lithuanians, yeah, what are you gonna do? Make knights against Aztec monks? Yeah, you kind of have to go for light cap at that point, which I guess that would have been the play, but it was too late for that. He didn't have the food economy to afford that. At the same point, right, while the two flanks were struggling to do damage, we had a pocket who was at 90-1 villagers, which is fantastic, but he didn't make any military. No military to help his team. So basically, the flanks were dying, Persian player was not helping, and even if he was going to help now, that's a lot of monks still to kill. So, good luck with that one. Look at that, 1,000 HP. Jesus Christ. Yeah, it double AOE, they outplayed Combi on their own home map there once again, and deservedly become the champions of Virgo Cup VII there. I am gobsmacked that not only did we get to see a decider game, in game number 5, we also got a reverse sweep. Wow, what a way to end the finals. What a way to end an awesome season, you know, with Virgo Cup. Honestly, let's have a quick look at the statisticals here. Yeah, I mean, look at the conversions there. 12 conversions for Purple. He just converted everything. Whatever you would throw at him, he would get it. And you didn't even need a lot of economy for that. Yeah, you don't need that. You just go YOLO. I mean, MPL always does this. And it's very effective if you know how to manage your mangonels and your monks. As you can see, Manuel was able to do it, and he did it. Looking at the APM, no surprises there. Also had the higher APM today. Yeah. Wow, wow, wow. man, I'd like to say congratulations, double AOE for their deserved win and reverse sweep. That's always impressive. And of course, good luck next time, Combi Veneno. They definitely looked like the contenders this entire tournament. They deserve to be here and they played like beasts also. GG.